It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and I swear to God, one of these days, he'll figure out how to promote this show, folks. Dale Hillestrate's here, everybody.
No. I thought I did a good job of it. Except for not knowing where to find it.
Yeah, except for where to find it. The important part. Hey, also, Holmberg, buddy. It's McCollum, not McCullough.
Oh.
Yeah. You guys will figure it out. I don't know what I'm more concerned about today. The fact that you didn't promote the show properly. I don't know if I should be more insulted by that, or if I should be more insulted by you invited a guy who's not a Chiefs nor a Raiders fan to a Raiders game in Las Vegas on a day where the Ravens are going to be playing his vital thing for the division. You invited that guy to Vegas and nobody else. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to bring it into me. I don't know which is more insulting.
I know that you don't like to travel over the holidays.
What are you talking about? My family's in Vegas.
Your foot hurts.
Oh, whatever. Here come the excuses.
Yeah.
Here come the excuses, folks. No, it's okay.
I would have thought that two Dobson, fellow alumni would know each other.
Oh no, Dobson people don't talk to it. No,
they don't.
No. Only the losers still get together.
And I said the main event, and you can find it on all your.
Now you're like TME. No, the main event. No. I heard it loud and clear. I got a little loopy yesterday because with my foot, my doctor prescribed something. And I don't know what it was, but woo!
You didn't even look at the label.
And it's some long name. I don't know. I don't care. It worked. That's all that matters. But I got a little loopy yesterday. You know what I remember? You know what the only thing I remember yesterday after taking that medicine? Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, just throwing it out there.
You remember why Sam Levin's transferring?
Rumor. Well, I think.
Oh no, we can get into it.
I think it's truthful now why he's transferring because Graham Rossini was even like, yeah, it ain't about the money, and we're not going to talk about it, which tells you it's something to do with the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do remember that. I do remember most of the day. Last night gets a little questionable.
No, you did. You told me one time the main event.
I texted you this whole blurb.
I know, but that was a month ago.
We don't text that much.
I know.
Just find my name. You delete your text? That's what I'm learning right now?
I don't delete my text. Actually,
every Thursday you are going to get a text from me at like 8:50, so I'm top of the list and all that stuff. Well, good. You guys enjoy your Aria. Have John enjoy not watching the Steelers, lose the division to the Ravens again, even though the Ravens suck. Tomlin's last game. You guys have fun. Have fun.
Well, in all actuality, I did go and check, and all the alumni tickets are gone.
Oh, you look. You invited him without looking.
Yeah, because I knew he'd say no.
No, it was just fun. I was just sitting there, and I don't want to go to a Chiefs or two playoff busting teams in Vegas. Unless there's a chance I can meet like Pete Carroll or something, then I'd love to go. Get his
Pete Carroll.
I love me some Pete Carroll, man.
Really?
He's what a coach should be. I'm not talking necessarily about this year, but no, he's what a coach I think should be. He's firm, puts his game plan into place, and if you don't fit that game plan, you're gone. But then he's also a player's coach.
Chews gum hard.
Oh, he does. And he's one of those few coaches that still works out after he becomes a head coach and doesn't become a fat blob. They got to appreciate that too.
75 years old.
Yeah. No, I'm just giving you a hard time on that. But no, it was just funny. I was like, the one guy that's not even that his team's playing for meaningful that weekend. I guess my Ravens are playing. I don't even care what the Ravens do. They're gonna get one and done in the playoffs if they make it anyway. Who cares? Why are Steeler fans even following their team? They're trash. They're gonna make the playoffs like they always do, lose in the first round.
Wouldn't that be a nice problem for the Cardinals to have?
I saw some passion last night from a head coach that used to be here as a defensive coordinator, and they were like, "You're not good enough to be our head coach." I saw some passion from a guy last night.
Oh.
Unlike the statue, Jonathan, the statue Gannon. We're just going to go back to work.
No, but you're okay with the head coach blaming the players?
No, that was totally uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. We do everything right. The players. I don't disagree with them.
No,
They had a good game plan last night. They had a 14-point lead. That fourth quarter interception was completely stupid. Baker to throw it. This case, I will say I do tend to the players were the problem last night. Name something in that game that the Buccaneers did from a coaching wise, play calling, where you go, oh, what are you doing? You cost yourself. I didn't see it last night.
No,
I'm not a Todd Bowles fan. I want to be clear about it. I am not a Todd Bowles fan.
And what I'm saying is the fact that I don't mind him calling the players out. I think players been so damn coddled.
Yeah, he didn't call them out to where, but he basically said they got to decide if they want to play or not.
It's on the players.
Yeah, they got to figure out if they want to win these games or not. They got to figure out if they want to go to the playoffs or not. I like that kind of a call out.
And the other thing is,
I really do.
I was looking at it and going, boy, how good would Kirk Cousins look in another bird uniform?
Everybody, Kirk Cousins' whole career, he's been written off. Even in Minnesota when they were winning, we need a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
Yeah, the dude just goes out. Now he makes terrible mistakes at times.
Yes.
Absolutely terrible mistakes. But for a bridge quarterback, absolutely.
Yep.
I'll go a step farther since we're having this quarterback conversation. Joe Burrow's available. He will be available this year. He's going to be available. Now, will the Bengals trade him? That's a different story. You saw how they played hard to get with Carson Palmer, and he ended up having to retire in order to force his way out and everything like that. You do everything in your power. You will not find a draft pick this year, next year, that will be as good as Joe Burrow, period. Give it up, man.
I'm not so sure you find in this draft a guy as good as Kirk Cousins.
Well, that's issue number 2 from that perspective. And Kirk Cousins, I think, is a free agent after this year.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
30 of 44, 373 yards.
My problem with Kirk Cousins is yes, he has those, and then he'll have those 5 interception games that he looks like garbage. And then he'll have those comebacks like he had last night. It's a roller coaster. I don't know if the fan base here can handle a roller coaster ride. We've been through that with Kyler Murray all these years.
Yeah, but that roller coaster ride's been mostly going straight downhill. Every once in a while, Kirk, you get that dooley loop.
I was thinking, there's been a lot of good with Kyler Murray too, though. You got to remember that. There were some highs.
That a long time ago.
I was thinking about it last night. Yeah, before this coaching staff got here. Dale. That's the problem. I was thinking about it the other day or yesterday, day before. I don't know. My brain's a little foggy.
Before or after the drugs?
Yeah, I have the drugs here. You want to see want to go through my?
Yeah, you should see what. Well, don't take it before you drive home.
No, that's the thing. I have it just in case my foot starts hurting again. It still got some pain, but it's not. I'm able to walk today. Let's put it that way, without almost crying. No, that's the problem. Is I'm supposed to take it in the morning and in the night, but the way I got I'm like, I'm not taking it this morning.
Yeah.
I got to get home today. Once I get home, whatever happens, happens. Might be a good night for me tonight. Yeah. But in all seriousness, the thing that did Kyler was already kind of a hate or love or hate kind of a quarterback. But the thing that gave Kyler Murray no chance to have a positive side, no matter what he did, was that stupid clause Michael Bidwell put in. You just cut his legs out from underneath him at that point. You should have just traded him at that point. Because you can't get behind the guy. Nobody's going to get behind that if you know that clause is in there and stuff like that. And that just goes to show you how Michael Bidwell operates. I almost said some other choice words. It just shows you how he operates. He doesn't care. He just wants to undercut his players, undercut his coaches, undercut his fans. He doesn't care.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue with it because I think then if you throw that on top of finding your head coach for showing some emotion this year, I think you've cut your legs out from your 2 quote unquote leaders.
Yes. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. It's what has happened. And so if you were Mike, I was thinking about this too. So when that DeMcCarry thing happened, he went to the sideline and he all of a sudden the statue came alive and all of a sudden had emotions.
Yeah.
And then would it have been better if you let the NFL do the discipline?
Totally.
But there's got to be a reason why
Totally.
Michael Bidwell stepped in. And he did the same thing with Steve Keim, remember? Oh, NFL, you don't have to do anything because I've punished him. He's missing whatever it was, 3 or half the season. He's paying whatever it was, $200,000 in fine. So NFL, you don't have to get involved. I got him. Yeah, why don't you let it go up to another level so it shows? Maybe he thinks it's. I can understand this. Maybe he thinks it's better that he handles that business instead of letting it go to the NFL.
So again, the only thing I'll say about that situation is that you had 2 veteran offensive linemen standing right there.
Yeah, well, I agree with
And
that.
if I would have seen any reaction out of them,
Not just a veteran one, a angry veteran.
If I'd seen anything from them, and grab the coach, yell at the coach, say MF him one time.
Get out of here. Like wave him off.
Anything.
Yeah.
I would go, okay, now you got to do some investigative work on this.
Yeah.
But they just stood there.
Maybe they were in shock that the statue's moving. Oh my God, Jonathan Gannon's moving? Jonathan Gannon, Will Hernandez and Paris Johnson were literally like, did anybody get this? The statue's moving. The statue shoots some emotion. All I'm going to say is, we haven't played any Cardinals press conferences this week because, quite frankly, I'm tired of them. I think we played them on Tuesday with Bruce and stuff like that, but I'm tired of them. It's the same bull crap every day. It's the same garbage. Oh, we just got to work harder. Got to go back and work. And that's fine to say that if you're seeing improvement.
Right.
Stuff to that effect. And then last night I'm watching the Bucs, who are in the situation the Cardinals are in. The difference is they're fighting for a playoff spot, and Cardinals were eliminated 2 weeks ago. But they're in the same position. They have lost multiple games now. If they didn't play the Cardinals, this would be way worse for the Bucs right now. 14-point lead last night and blow it and everything. And I've been telling you guys, Jonathan Gannon thinks his job is safe. The way he's acting. You see coaches kind of act out a little bit. You see the stress on their face. They get gray hair. Some of them go balding a little bit more. They gain some weight. The stress on them is big when you go through these big losing streaks. You see coaches like remember Denny Green when he flipped out after that Chicago Bears fumble, that Monday night game, and we let him off the hook. You see coaches in stressful situations when they're not comfortable lash out. And we saw that last night. Before I show you this, I did the best I could to edit this. An F-bomb or an S-word might come through here and there. But I can guarantee you there won't be 10 of them that he did in his press conference.
Is this Bowles?
Bowles, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm actually reading what he said.
Yeah.
And you had to cut out about half of it.
I spent about 20 minutes this morning editing this down here and everything. And I went back and listened to it like 10 times. I'm like, God, I hope I don't miss one. I hope I didn't miss one.
And remember now, Todd Bowles is not known to be an explosive,
he is a statue himself.
Coach.
He just stands there. He moves, but he just stands there. Doesn't get emotional, anything to that effect, at least publicly.
Right.
I think that's part of the reason why they didn't want him here is he was just a stoic figure. You had BA. He was the counter to BA.
Yes.
He was a non-emotional guy and stuff to that effect. This is a guy, Dale, that's won division championships. This is a guy that has this year coming into this season Super Bowl aspirations with this team, right? And it just hasn't gone right for him. Similar situations at the Cardinals, etc. This is a guy that, at all intents and purposes, should be safe, even with this meltdown. But this meltdown does put it into question if he's safe because of this meltdown they're having, and now they're going to lose the division, possibly to Carolina, or they have to fight harder for it. They have to win out, etc. Keep all of that in mind here compared to Jonathan Gannon. That has done nothing while he's been here. Nothing in terms of division championships, nothing in terms of huge winning streaks, nothing in terms of any of the stuff that Todd Bowles has in his resume. Last night, the meltdown, Todd Bowles after the game.
What do you tell them in the locker room after a game like this?
It's inexcusable. You don't make excuses. You don't care enough where it hurts. You don't care enough where the shit hurts. It means something to you. It's more than a job. It's your livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that shit. It's excusable, and there's an answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the mirror.
I mean, this is a guy that, I mean, people are shocked he talked like that in the press conference afterwards.
And he's not banging the
No.
dais.
I will argue he's unemotional while he's angry, but
Yeah.
he's not, like you said, he's not banging stuff. He's
No.
not throwing, he's not screaming at the top of his. That's way more effective. Every player in that locker room has to be going, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
He's pissed. But just suppose that. I'm not going to play you a clip because I don't want to bore you to death, but just suppose that to anything on a Sunday after a Cardinals game. I'm just saying. That is a man who is upset with what's happening with his team.
Oh.
That is a man that expects more from his team. That is a man that now probably knows, like, like, one, this isn't good for the team, but two, this might not be good for me right now, and stuff to that effect. And he came out, and he, like you said, he called his team out. And I thought at that point, he did later on get a little bit more across the line that I was like, stop talking. But he's right. Look in the mirror. Have you ever heard Jonathan Gannon go to the media and say anything like that?
Nothing even close.
What is it? Oh, they're pissed off in there. Oh, they're angry. Oh, but we're going to wake up tomorrow and we're going to come in and we're going to go to work. Then on Monday, it's, oh, they're angry in there. They're angry with this losing streak. But you know what? We're going to work harder tomorrow and we're going to get back and we're going to do it. We just need to win one and we'll be better. Have you seen anything like that response from the statue Gannon? It's infuriating. We have the wrong coach here. We have an emotional statue that his players take advantage of. And, well, I should say that. The players are happy with that. You think people showing up to the Bucs locker room today, you think they're going in there all, oh, hey, everybody?
No, but the word you're looking for is the Cardinals are very comfortable being not good.
Yeah.
But they also have a quarterback who says, this one's going to haunt me, falls on my shoulders. It's not the defense's fault. It's my fault.
Yes.
When's the last time you saw somebody from the Cardinals say it's my fault?
In terms of, Rallis said it the other day, remember? You saw that right as you were leaving. He was like, I wasn't happy with that game plan. I thought it sucked. Well, you could have changed it at any time, coach. It is your job. But that was the first time I think we saw that glimpse. Otherwise, you're right. Pensing, I love the play call. I call it all the time. I'd never overrule him. He does everything right. It's always that talk. And then you got a coach that has won, folks. He has a resume. Todd Bowles gets fired this year. He will have a job next year.
He will definitely have a job.
And quite frankly, it probably should be Arizona because they need that type of person in here. If Jonathan Gannon was more like Todd Bowles and he went through this losing streak, I'd be a lot more like, hey, this is the right guy. He just had a bad year. They'll fix it. It's just constantly doing it. You can just look around the league. We made the 49ers comparison earlier this year with all the injuries. Injuries are not the excuse for the Cardinals. Niners were in a worse position with injuries, and they're fighting for a division win, folks.
No doubt about it.
And now you've got a coach in the same situation, big losing streak with the Tampa Bay Bucs. They're about to be knocked out of the playoffs as well. They had a win probability of 97.1 late in that game. They were up 14 points in the fourth quarter till that interception by Baker. And they lose with a field goal at the end of the game to one of the worst teams, and dare I say it, one of the worst coaches in the NFL. I am not a Raheem Morris fan at all.
But he has Kirk Cousins.
And Bijan Robinson.
Oh, boy.
You know what? I have 2 tickets left to the Falcons. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will go suffer through those 2 teams just to see Bijan in the pros. And then I'm like, yeah, these teams are bad. Here's the other thing that I noticed last night. If you want to compare this to the Cardinals, Falcons have 0 quit. 0 quit. And we've seen the Cardinals quit last game.
Here's the thing. When you are having a season like the Falcons, when you have a season like the Cardinals, more times than not, you're going to come out and you're going to battle. And then when you see it start slipping away.
Yeah, you go down by 14, for instance, in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter, you're like, all right, let's just get the hell out of here.
Yes.
And they didn't.
They didn't do it. That's the other thing that I woke up this morning in my little fog, and I was like,
what day is it?
I know, pretty much. You're lucky I'm here. You guys are lucky I have pants on. Of course, at home wouldn't know it. At home wouldn't notice it, but yeah, you would quit. The Falcons have zero quit in them, and on Sunday we saw the Cardinals just basically be like, all right, mercy. Can we do a running clock here, please? That also, if you compare what you're watching on television to what you're seeing with the Cardinals, this is why the coaching, you have to make a change, man. You're not fixing this. You're not.
So you wouldn't be satisfied with keeping Gannon and getting rid of Petzing. And
if you keep losing, even if you beat the Falcons, no, you cannot bring a coach back. How many have they lost in a row?
That one since early November.
Yeah, I lost track. Well, Cowboys. Yeah, so whatever that Cowboys game was. They went on a 5-game losing streak before the Cowboys won. They're on another 6-game losing streak coming into this. Let's say you beat the lowly Falcons coming up, which I don't think that's possible watching these Falcons play. I've seen the Falcons play a couple times over the last few weeks because I wanted to see their opponent. And then last night, of course, was the only game on. There was nothing on last night.
There really wasn't, was there?
Unless you wanted to watch the Clippers. Boy, Chris Paul was right. Clippers literally chose crappy veterans who don't want to play basketball over Chris Paul, who just wants to be better. It's sad. If you didn't see the end of that Clippers game, somebody hit a basket. I forget who they're playing. Hit a basket, and the ball's just bouncing underneath the hoop. James Harden is like just standing there, and he's got a defender on him. All the other Clippers on the other. Nobody's inbounding this ball. So somebody runs back to inbound the ball, and James Harden's still standing there with the defender in front of him, doesn't try to run around him or anything. And the guy just has to throw the ball in because it's 5 seconds. He just throws it, and it goes out of bounds on the other end. And all the Clippers are on the other end of the court, and James Harden's just standing there. They chose that over a guy that wants the team to be better. Oh, my God. Sports is ugly at times, right? But, yeah, it's just – you look around the league and you see other teams struggling. You compare them. You see what you're watching. And I know I watch this stuff more. Everybody else has real jobs, and they're more doing more for the world than I'm doing and stuff like that. I get that, but I see it all the time, and it's just like, man, this is different. And I've never seen it stick out like this before. I don't remember it ever sticking out like this before to me. And I think I said earlier, I think part of it is because Kenny Dillingham's here. Maybe we'll see how much longer. I think Michigan is a real threat here.
No, get out of here.
Yep, I think Michigan. Well, I'll put it even a step farther. It might not be the Michigan job that's a real threat. It's who gets the Michigan job. What opens up behind it could be.
They're the names that I saw. Jedd Fisch.
Yeah, from
DeBoer from Alabama.
Jedd Fisch is done with his college football season this weekend in the LA Bowl. So, I mean, he's had nothing to do after this weekend.
DeBoer from Alabama. Why would you go from Alabama to Michigan? Unless there's some tie there that I don't know about.
But that's my point. If he goes from Alabama to Michigan, pay attention.
Well, that was the thing. When Saber retired, somebody did a deal to how many actual openings that
after DeBoer went to Alabama.
Yeah. How many?
Well, that's why Arizona lost Jedd Fisch.
Yeah.
That move alone, boom. That's what I'm saying. It's not the Michigan job you need to worry about. It's who gets that Michigan job. Pay attention to that. Let's face it, Kenny Dillingham wants to be here. Kenny Dillingham wants to do all this. He's reportedly likes it here. But you got to be honest about this, folks. You got to look at this. Temptation. He's young. Temptation. Money. Can make you make decisions you don't necessarily want to make. Because when's the next time a job like that's going to come open? Kenny Dillingham can go on a 3-year, win 2-game streak and be out of here, and then he won't be getting those jobs. Sometimes you have to. Right. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's going to. I'm saying I'm more worried about it now than I have ever been.
You can try and forecast how a team's going to be. You can't forecast if your coach is going to go out and have clandestine.
I mean, I'm just going to show that. Did you see what LSU gave Lane Kiffin, folks? It's not the money necessarily. It's all the other stuff Lane Kiffin's getting from going to LSU.
Right.
Alabama's going to throw the world at somebody if DeBoer leaves and goes to Michigan. Michigan can do it too. I just don't know if Michigan's a good fit. Now, he could rebuild that program. There's a lot of bad juju. But here's the other thing. Kenny Dillingham came to Arizona State with bad juju and rebuilt the program. Do you want to do that again?
Well, do you want to do it? Remember, when he came here, it was bad juju, probation, all that.
Yeah.
And not the backing of the president of the university that, hey, we're going to rebuild this thing.
Yes.
I have a feeling Michigan,
They'll-
you have the backing.
They'll have that side. I mean, think about it. The John Harbaugh, quote-unquote, scandals when he left.
Jim.
Jim Harbaugh, sorry. And then John Harbaugh's on my mind right now. Like, just, anyway, speaking of time to move on for the last 4 years. So those scandals. And then you hire his assistant, right, to save money. He was never the right guy, but they wanted to get through those, whatever they were dealing with the NCAA, you know. I think this is going to sound bad because of what the guy has done. It's not having a relationship with a staffer who's over 18 in terms of it's not a good look. But is it illegal? No. Did he break university rules? Yeah. Did he give them a reason to fire him for cause, which is the stupidest thing you could do? Yes, he did. But obviously the guy's got mental issues, and that's why they're holding him. They haven't done charges against him because they're holding. He's in the mental ward being checked out. Like he crossed multiple mental lines where you have to be concerned about him and stuff like that. He gave Michigan a reason to fire him for cause, and now Michigan doesn't have to pay that contract. Somebody's gonna get paid. They can pull a DeBoer from Alabama. They can pull any big coach they want from Alabama to go up to Michigan.
But what I'm
They don't
looking
have that
at,
extra
why
money.
would DeBoer think that he has a better chance to win at Michigan
Well,
than at Alabama?
I always wonder that when Jimbo Fisher left Florida State. Florida State supports their football program.
Yeah, but that was for A&M, and A&M offered him half the moon.
Well, this is my point. Florida State's not what it was when he was there, but they were big. But A&M is a bigger program. This is my point. I am going to guess, and I believe so, based off of things Nick Saban has said and other people have said, the NIL money around Alabama is not as strong as you think it is out there. Alabama has struggled since the NIL came into effect to compete with the upper echelon in the NIL. They have car dealerships and stuff like that they do it, but they do not have the money you think they do. You know who does? Michigan. That's why you jump ship. If Jimbo Fisher is willing to leave A&M to leave Florida State to go to A&M based off of that stuff, you can't tell me that somebody at Alabama ain't willing to make that jump also.
You're right, because that is one thing that you hear more and more and more about with these highly sought-after coaches. They want money for their staff.
Mm-hmm.
They want money for their players.
Yes.
And if
What are you doing for the
Yes,
players?
Yes.
Who was it? Somebody just went to a school, and it was shocking they went to that school. I can't remember who it is. Oh, Virginia Tech. And I was like, why Virginia Tech? And Virginia Tech told him, we're going to pump $125 million into the football program for NIL stuff.
Right.
And he went, all right, cool. I'm coming there then.
Well,
That's
that
what
was that's
yeah.
a Penn State coach,
Yeah,
Franklin.
Franklin, thank you. Virginia Tech. That's why he went there. Yeah, he's getting paid a bunch. Yeah, his assistants are getting paid a bunch. But he negotiated how much additional money the school is pumping into the NIL stuff. Or somebody's pumping into the NIL stuff before he went there. That's part of the negotiations. And Michigan's going to dominate this. That's the danger of that. I agree with you. I don't see Dillingham going to Michigan. Dillingham was in the SEC. And it's not that he wants to leave. It's just sometimes, man, I got in this position in the job site too, where I got an offer where I was like, I can't not take this. I didn't want to do it. And it kind of showed when I got there, to be honest with you. Just buying out the time. Did the best I could, but I didn't do extra. Let's put it that way. It's just sometimes you got to look at something and go, well, this would be stupid to turn down. Do it for the, my thought process was I'll do it for 2 years and I'll get out. I'll be able to get out at that point if I do it right. And I did. So I can understand that we're not talking about NFL money here. We're not talking about college football
I was
coaching
going
money.
to say, are you sure? Did you get NIL money for your employees?
No. Nope. So I'm just telling you, it's gonna be interesting. But and then there's just a Todd Bowles. I just the more I think about the Cardinals and I watch other coaches, the Dolphins head coach, watch him earlier in the year. He looks like a beaten down man with the way they were losing. Does Jonathan Gannon looking like a beaten down man in his press conference? He looks exactly the same today as he did in week 1.
He has not changed.
He does not look like a man that's under stress that his job might go away. He doesn't look like a man that's stressed with only 3 wins. Look around the league and see how other people react to stuff. And I'm not saying he has to react the same. And the reason why you get that way is it looks like Jonathan Gannon is getting a full night's sleep right now. If you're on this type of a losing streak, you better be tossing and turning and thinking about. You better be thinking about how do we get Josh Sweat to the quarterback more? How do we get Will Johnson looking like his beginning of the year self again after his hip injury and stuff like? You better be tossing and turning. You better be like your wife's mad at you. You have that stress. Your wife's mad at you because all you're thinking about is grown men and how you can make them play better on the football field and put them in better situations. And he looks like a man that's just snuggled underneath that blanket. Not a care in the world while he's sleeping. Bothers me, Dale. Bothers me. So much so I fell asleep last night. The first thing I thought of this morning, all in this fog I'm in, was, oh, man, the statue strikes again.
No, I thought the first thing you got this morning was, how come my fellow Dobbs Knight doesn't know how to pronounce my name?
Seriously. Robert says, don't listen to 97.9, but Holmberg should get Steve McCullough's name right. Yeah, I agree. It's not that hard.
Hey, if my head coach could call me Hellstrom, Holmberg could call you McCullough.
Just cracks me up. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Well, maybe it's the way you're saying it to him. Maybe that's it.
I never saw the M on the end of your name.
Robert does say DeBoer is from the area up there, Michigan, South Dakota. So he is from that northern.
And he just misses that weather to bits and pieces, huh?
Oh, I'd rather live in Michigan than Alabama.
I don't know. There's some nice places in Tuscaloosa.
As long as I'm far enough away from Minnesota's border, I'm okay. I can't live close to the border.
How do you get to Minnesota from Michigan, Steve? You just take a left?
Go through hell, Dale. Go through hell. That's how you get there.
Just go straight and take a left.
I'm not even gonna. I have no idea where Michigan and Minnesota match up. We're not doing this. We're not doing this again. We have a big show for you today. We've got Dale. I'm in a good mood today. Oh yeah, Robert says Holberg. I know we're gonna pronounce Holberg's name wrong. Well, you guys enjoy your Raiders-Chiefs game. Have fun with that. I'm so giddy today, folks, because wait till you see what I got coming up. Somebody's going to be mad. Come on back, folks. The main event.
Wow.
And that somebody is this guy. And we're back here, main event. Having some fun here on this Friday. I've got my yogurt here from Chick-fil-A I haven't eaten yet. Saving that for my celebration here coming up, folks. Somebody won a regular season championship. That's all I'm going to allude to you guys here coming up here as well. But look, we got bowl games starting this weekend. I was reading yesterday, and we're talking about Jedd Fisch. I mean, his season's over. It's Boise State at Washington, Saturday night. 5 p.m. from the L.A. Bowl, Inglewood, California. This is the last L.A. Bowl. They're folding this bowl after this. There's another bowl game folding. I want to say it's the Birmingham Bowl or something. There's another bowl that's folding after this year. So we talked earlier this week, like I said, I keep joking around. Well, I'm not joking. He did come after me. But, where I called it meaningless bowl games, and Cam Cox was like, meaningless is hilarious. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He didn't say that, but I got that's how I read it. That's how I read it. But he did make fun of the meaningless bowl stuff.
All he did was say, "Are you sure, Steve?"
Yeah, and all I heard was, "You're a stupid moron, McCollum. They're not meaningless bowls. They all mean something." And I was like, "Whatever, Cam." But also, he did say, he goes, "They're not meaningless bowl games," and I'm just, they're going to become meaningless, and you saw that with Notre Dame. Now their AD finally got the word to shut up, stop talking, and stuff to that effect. But then LA Bowl's going away. There's another bowl going away. Maybe it's the Bahamas Bowl. Another bowl is closing after this year. Bowls aren't going to survive this. They're meaningless bowl games at this point. And teams, especially the way the schedule is, you have the transfer portal coming up. Players don't want to play in this because they have to get ready for the transfer portal. And coaches don't want to go to bowl games because they have to get ready for the transfer portal unless you're in the college football playoffs. Like, for instance, the college football playoffs. We'll just go playoffs here for just a second. Now, I'll give you this. Oregon and Ole Miss. They can take their time getting ready for the transfer portal and stuff like that because they're going to blow out their opponents in this college football playoff. They could focus on the transfer portal. But if you're Alabama or Oklahoma, they play on the 19th, Alabama and Oklahoma. On the 20th is when you get the other 3 games, December 20th. Now, that's playoffs, so they're going to obviously prepare and do what they got to do on that stuff. Other than those bowl games, aren't you preparing for the transfer portal at that point? They're becoming meaningless is all I'm trying to say.
Well, and the other thing that's interesting, like I saw the Baylor press conference, and again, they were 5-17, got invited to play in the Independence Bowl.
No, it's the one that with Georgia Southern, because 7-5 win teams turned down bowl games before they found somebody.
Right, and so but one of the things that the president of the university said, it's not that we're going to lose money going to that bowl game.
Yeah.
But that is a factor, and a lot of these bowl games, other than when you go to a championship or the playoffs, you're spending money to go to the bowl.
ASU is going to probably lose money going to the Sun Bowl.
Yes.
Maybe break even, but most likely.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing now? Take the residents in.
I don't know. I haven't looked at hotels yet. Dale.
That's right. You're going. You better get a hotel room, Steve. You guys might get stuck.
No, well,
to stay in Las Cruces.
We'll be all right. we'll be okay, Dale. No, we might even roll into town the morning of the game, go to the game, and then roll the heck out right afterwards, depending on Carlsbad Caverns and that stuff and everything.
Well, but is there still electricity in El Paso? Can I be able to charge your car?
No, we're not taking that car.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not doing 45-minute charging sessions on the drive.
Yeah, you're not taking a white car with no spare tire, are you?
No, we're probably take Ethan's car with no spare tire.
You're not gonna change. You wouldn't change the tire anyway.
Hopefully the. Hey, are you going to that tonight? Are you going to one of his shows?
I asked for tickets. We'll see.
He hasn't answered yet?
Oh, no, he has.
No.
He said let him know today.
I was going to leave that part out. I was just wondering if you were going. So you better treat my people right. I'll tell you this. I'm probably going tomorrow night. But I'm going to buy my ticket.
Well, you do that. Good for you.
I'm going to support him. He looks like he's struggling.
Wow. He lives in New York City. He's got a car.
I don't like asking for stuff. People that know me knows. I'm like, nah, that's all right.
Well, that's why I didn't want to invite you to the Vegas game.
You could have invited me to this thing tonight.
You could have invited me tomorrow night.
Oh, because you already came and said we can't go tonight because Autumn's daughter has a basketball. I have to go to Desert Ridge basketball tonight.
Oh, that's right. You're just switching sports.
Maybe I'll see the AD there. Wave at him. Wave at him a little bit. No, that's my
So hold on.
Yeah.
You're giddy today because after 3 years,
You have no idea why.
you finally won a season long thing because you actually added it up. This is the first year you've ever done.
No,
that.
it's not. I did it 2 years ago too.
You did not.
Last year I
publicize
won.
it.
Last year I didn't. No, 2 years ago we did it. We did a final. Last year we didn't because I won handily, and I just didn't want to watch you cry on air. Nobody needs to see that. This year it's a little bit closer, so I feel confident putting it out there. You got bowl games to come up here. Riley, throw up the show picks. This is the season totals of the college football one is what we're looking for, not the NFL one. Don't ruin this by putting the wrong one up there. 55-24 is a guy named Steven McCollum. Regular season picks. Dale was 49-30 for college football. Championship weekend, you of course picked Indiana, so that puts you over at that 5-0. And I was 4-1. So the total here going into these bowl games where Dale just picks the favorites on all these early bowl games. I'll just tell you how he does it now. 59-25 for me. 54-30 for you, Dale. You're losing. You're losing. Nobody's better picker than me.
So it kind of seems that once games get more important, I get better. Is that the trend?
No,
I'm
you were
seeing
bad
there?
at. No, you were the bad. No, there. I have. Hold on, I have the weekly stuff. Hold on, I'll tell you right here. You sucked at the end of the college football season.
Yeah,
You had a bunch of 2 and 3s at the end.
Yeah,
of
but the games weren't important then.
Okay.
Now
You got a bunch of like you started 4-1. 4, 5, 6-1 that first weekend. 3-2, 4-1, 1-4. 2-3, 4-1, 4-3. That's not good. That's not good, Dale. 4-3 is not good. Not good at all. 2-5. You have a 2-3 in there. Oh, then at the end you went 5-0, 4-2, 4-1, and 5-1. So you did good at the end of the year. That's what got you back into this.
when the games become more important.
Yeah.
Steve.
Well, I was 5-0 twice in the last 4 weeks. I went 4-2. My end of the year was 2-3. Then I went 5-0, 4-2, 5-0, and 4-2. So you can't take that claim by yourself there, buddy.
But now the cream rises to the top, Steve. You ever heard that saying?
Yeah, but except for now, I'll tell you guys right now, this bowl game that we're going to pick today, of course, is the LA Bowl here on Saturday. Only bowl game this weekend, and then Army and Navy. Dale's going to take the favorites. And he's going to act.
Broke down.
And he's
going
to act like he's the smartest picker on the planet. Then on Tuesday next week when we pick, because we got games Tuesday and Wednesday next week, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, we have games. So we'll pick those on Monday coming up here, and then and then we got some on Miami, Texas A&M on Saturday coming up here. But Dale's gonna pick all the favorites because Dale doesn't know about Old Dominion, South Florida.
I studied Old Dominion film ad nauseum.
You Louisiana, Delaware.
They're in a bowl game.
Yeah, together.
Jeez.
Hack Whitney Stadium, Mobile, Alabama.
There's like 4 bowl games in Alabama. Who wants to spend a week in January
Thank
in
you.
Alabama?
Yeah, no, you're not kidding. There's one this Tuesday's game is Troy and Jacksonville State. That's in Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. Then there's one in Mobile, Alabama, Louisiana, Delaware as well. And I think there's one more. Isn't there later on? There's one in Mississippi, Oxford. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the Ole Miss game. I'm like, who wants to go to Oxford this time of year? Yeah. I don't get it either, but hey, good for them. The team you should feel sorry for is Hawaii. They always play in the Hawaii Bowl. They're like, oh, I'm so sick of Hawaii. Let's take that. Let's get rid of that. But Dale, I've got the lead going into the bowl games.
Yeah.
Now the pressure's on me not to
I was
pull a
gonna
Bucks last
say,
night and blow it.
Have you heard the saying? Don't count your cards. No, don't. No, what's that saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna let you figure it out. Go ahead. You can take it down, Riley.
Don't count your chickens before they're hatched.
That's one of them. I'm still waiting for you to figure out that money one, though. We'll sit here until you figure it out.
Well, what is that? Don't count your cards. No, don't count your winnings before the cards are
Hey,
dealt.
folks, we're going to be here for a little bit.
Kenny Rogers, the gambler. Don't count your money.
Don't count your
Pay
money.
the
out.
table.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah.
You're the country guy. You should figure that out. Don't count your money while you're sitting at
the table. There you go.
There'll be plenty of time for counting once the dealing's done. Oof, I'll help you out with that. Finally, I was like, oh, this is getting ugly. I got to help him out with this.
It actually just came to you, didn't it?
So you got Boise State at Washington in the LA Bowl this weekend, Dale. We're going to do our picks here. Now I'm going to count Army-Navy as a bowl game just because there is a bowl game on the same day, even though it's technically regular season here. But we're going to go ahead and do that this weekend. But you got the LA Bowl, the last LA Bowl, and it's also hosted by Gronk, folks.
By Gronk.
The LA Bowl,
Not
hosted
Jimmy
by
Kimmel?
Gronk. Oh, Kimmel left it a couple years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. 6 p.m. coming up on Saturday on ABC of all places. Boise State at Washington. How low has the Washington program gone under Jedd Fisch here going into this weekend? Boise State, surprise winner of the WAC this week. I'm so disappointed UNLV lost that game there as well. I'll just tell Dale this now. I'm picking Washington, not because they're the favorites. I think Boise State is trash. And I do think Washington in the Big Ten, they should beat a team like Boise State if they show up. That is a consideration for these bigger schools going and playing in these bowl games. That is something to worry about. Washington is favored by 10.
Yes.
Washington should win this game. Can Boise State sting them because of Washington is a little not willing to be in LA in this bowl game? Possibly, but I'm still going to pick Washington.
Yeah, I mean, a 10-point spread. I'm going to count on the Vegas boys a little bit here, and since we don't have to put points on it, I'll take the Huskies.
If I was putting points on it, you'd go Boise State?
Probably 10 points is a lot of points. And Boise State, remember they run the Statue of Liberty and
They did it one time against Oklahoma.
and they have players,
propose on the sideline
Yeah.
to the cheerleader. Oh, I hope those kids made it.
Why don't you do a deep dive?
I actually, well, I don't have to because I actually saw a story on them like either this year or last year.
Yeah.
Still married,
Good for them.
kids running around.
Happy for them.
Highlight of their life was that moment. That's what bowl games bring you. We're going to lose it because the college football system. We're going to lose stuff like that, Dale, in our lives. We're going to have a generation of kids that aren't going to know anything about that stuff and the fun stuff that can come from bowl games. So that's Saturday. It's the only college football game in terms of the bowl games this weekend. Then we get a couple days off until next week. Then the bowl games get rocking and rolling. We'll do that stuff on next week as well. But you do have the Army-Navy game this weekend. We're counting this as a bowl game in terms of the stats here. Army-Navy's always the festivities, the pageantry in the stands. That's more what you should watch, the uniforms. They always do special uniforms in this as well. This is a 1 p.m. kickoff here, our time. That's 3 p.m. there in Baltimore, Maryland. The weather's always a little icy out there and everything. You got the Army, you've got the Navy, then they bring the military guys out onto the field and up into the stands. It's
the Corps of
fantastic to watch.
Cadets, Steve. The Corps of
Thank you.
Cadets.
And it's a great thing to watch out there. Navy is a good team this year. There's 6-point favorites coming into this game. I do think Navy's going to win this year because Army's just kind of struggled on throughout it and stuff. But a rivalry game, everything goes out the window, Dale.
Yeah, you talk about rivalries being rivalries. This obviously, and get ready to hear it 5-6 times. It's true, I know. But these are the only guys who fight on the field to go save our lives after they're done.
Yes. They have commitments.
Yes.
Just really quick, Army is 4-4 in their conference. They're in the conference with Tulane and North Texas, both, who were ranked here at the end of the season. Obviously, Navy's in there. Navy's 7-1 in the conference as well, 9-2 for the season. Army's 6-5, and come to this. Army's just a ground and pound, no pun intended, type of a football team. Navy is kind of more of a, I don't know if it's
Fly over the water.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a wishbone type offense, but more free willing out there and that stuff. But I do have Navy winning this game.
Well, since I had an appointment to the Naval Academy, I visited there twice. Came within a tick of going there. Their uniforms are always cooler.
You weren't going there.
Yeah,
I do like what they do for the uniforms in this game.
Give me Navy. They got better looking uniforms.
Yeah, but they're on ships 6-8 months out of the year. Maybe they won't know what to do on the ground. Maybe they'll have sea legs going into this game. They won't be able to run straight and stuff like that. There's other. So we got our picks here for the games this weekend here, and we'll have to see. Bowl games awry coming up. The SEC did something that we've never seen before yesterday, Dale, and they finally wanted the best conference in the league, best conference in all of the land. Finally did something that everybody else has already been doing. The SEC finally manned up yesterday, folks. It is official. They released their 9-game conference schedules for next season. So we have to take this moment here to give the SEC a little bit of props. Great that your balls finally dropped, SEC. Good job.
Just a murderer's row, Steve.
Just congratulations, SEC. You finally stepped up and want to act like real football players and real men out there. 9 games now you have to play. Don't worry, you'll still get your crappy teams like South Carolina and schools like that.
Vanderbilt.
No, not this year.
I know, but you're almost going to say that.
Vanderbilt could. I know I have to stop myself. Vanderbilt might lose their coach in this Michigan saga too. That would be devastating. I remember last time Vanderbilt was good was James Franklin. They lost him to Penn State.
That is true.
They could lose their coach now with
they
this
just signed
cycle.
him to a new deal.
Yes, yeah, but Vanderbilt can't compete with Michigan and or whatever opens up behind Michigan coming up here. He should be getting a lot of play, in my opinion, as well. Interesting thing about this, if you don't know, ASU does go to Texas A&M. I think it's week 2 this coming year. Boy, I haven't checked Texas A&M. I'm hoping a lot of kids go in the transfer portal. Hey, maybe
From A&M?
Yeah, from A&M. Maybe a lot of graduations this year, Dale. Something to that effect. Because A&M's going to be good. and you're going into that game. You play somebody really, some bad team first.
Probably NAU.
No, it's like Monroe State or something like that. I don't know. And then you play them first, but you're breaking in a new quarterback next year, obviously. And stuff like that. So, yeah. But the big thing here that kind of is something to pay attention to, LSU returns to Oxford to face his old team next year in the regular season. From that, woo, that'll be fun. That'll be must-watch television, won't it? Well, I don't know how much it'll be like the kids that are at Ole Miss will be mad because I think all the good ones are going to transfer to LSU, right? After.
Hold on. So ASU's schedule next year.
Yes.
I'll give you $1 if you tell me who they open it up with.
It's like Monroe State or Maxim State or South Missouri State College.
Is it Maxima magazine?
Yeah. They're playing a magazine coming up.
Morgan State.
That was close. Yeah. Come on, Dale. Got to go Division II.
And then at A&M, and then they head to London. Steve, you going to that game next year?
You know what? I'm going to look into it. I don't know if I could swing it. It's a bad weekend. It's a bad week. Kids are in school. The whole thing.
September 9th. Oh yeah, you guys start early. That might be fall break for you guys. You're through with your 3-week fall break.
It would have been easier if it was the first game of the year than it would be the third game of the year. Yes. Oh no, their schedule is brutal. They go to 3 schools that you now depending when you play them, but they go 2-3 schools you probably don't want to play on the road. You know what I'm talking about, Dale?
Well, they have they're at Arizona, Colorado.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Arizona one.
Baylor at home, Oklahoma State at home, Kansas State at home, BYU on the road, Texas Tech on the road, UCF on the road.
Nobody cares about that.
And Hawaii.
UCF sucks.
At home.
Who at home? Hawaii at home?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. At Texas A&M. That's the one. That's the third. I was like, there's a third one. Yeah, at Texas A&M. At BYU. Who was the other? Texas Tech. Yikes. That's a tough road schedule, man. We'll see what Texas Tech is after this season, too.
Well, I don't think their NAL's going anywhere. And what happens to Sammy, your Sammy boy's quarterback?
I guess he'll be hurt the whole time. Not worry
How
about it.
easy.
Step on his foot. Just invite him to a basketball game
I
before
was gonna say, I
the
don't think
game.
they have recreational hoops in Lubbock, do they?
That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, Dale. What's at stake really quick for the Army-Navy game, Dale, by the way? There's something big at stake here.
The Admiral's Trophy.
The midshipmen, that's Navy, they won last year. They hold a 63, 55-7 advantage over Army. What's Army's mascot name? I think this is fantastic. Midshipmen, not a big fan of.
I know this.
The Black Knights.
There you go.
Fantastic. Fantastic as well. The winner will clinch this year's Commanders-in-Chief trophy in this game as well. Yes. They'll be the winner of the annual series among the 3 service academies out there. And then if Navy wins, it will mark the first time in program history they've won at least 10 games in back-to-back years.
Really?
If you don't, now people's Dale's age will remember this. I don't remember it. It was before I was around. But Navy used to be really, really good.
Yeah.
That's why that Notre Dame Navy matchup was like a big deal every year back in the day. And then I don't remember how many years ago it was. Remember Navy stuck its head up and beat Notre Dame, sometime in the last decade or so. And everybody's like, oh, first time since, Who was the big quarterback that played for Navy? I'm completely dropping his name right now. He was a Hall of Famer, I think, in the NFL.
Well, a guy named Roger Staubach playing there.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one I was thinking of. He's not a Hall of Famer, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Yeah, that's what I figured. He's a Cowboy. Why not? Tony Romo is going in next because he was a Cowboy.
Wow.
Coming up here.
I didn't realize that. Speaking of that, yesterday I was driving around, I heard that Phillip Rivers is a semifinalist for this year's Hall of Fame.
Yes, he is. He'll probably be a finalist too.
Yeah.
Not anymore. He's officially signed a paper. Done. Practice squad. And folks, the more I follow this story, now I'm far away from Indianapolis. I'm nowhere near there. Phillip Rivers is playing this weekend. I'm not going to say he's going to start. Phillip Rivers getting in that game this weekend. I played it yesterday after you were gone. Did you hear his comments on his weight when they asked him how much he weighs? He goes, not as much as when I walked off the field 5 years ago. And then he said, it doesn't really matter because I was never outrunning anybody anyway.
Right.
And I was
Elusiveness wasn't his calling card.
So I played that yesterday, and I was like, I've got the perfect answers from people.
I did. I also
that.
saw when he walked onto the podium or on the stage or whatever, he said, "No Zoom."
Because that's
last
COVID
time,
year.
yeah.
And isn't that amazing how that's the last time that he was
Wow.
out there and everything? It's like, what the world has happened? So look, a lot going on here in the college world and everything, but the 9-game conference schedule is out there for SEC if you want to follow your team. So week 1 SEC schedule. I mean, this is a barn burner here, folks. You got East Carolina at Alabama. North Alabama travels to Arkansas. Baylor plays Auburn. That will be in Atlanta. Now, that's still going to be an Auburn home game, obviously, but Baylor's going there. Florida Atlantic goes up the whatever the freeway there is in Florida to play Florida. Tennessee State plays Georgia. Woo! Look at this. I mean, there's no Morgan State on this schedule, but come on, man. Youngstown State at Kentucky. Clemson at ASU. Oh, I'm sorry, at ASU. At LSU. That's going to be a tough. Dabo Swinney, will he take a swing at one of these bigger programs from Clemson? But if he's still there, Clemson, and you might see your boy, Tate Reynolds, might be standing on that sideline there, Dale, at LSU. They open up the season. Then you got Louisville at Ole Miss. That'll be played over in Nashville. Then you got Louisiana Monroe at Mississippi State. Arkansas Pine Bluff. Oh, those guys are just vaunted foes, and they get to go to Missouri. Then you got UTEP going all the way up to Oklahoma. Speaking of El Paso, Kent State. Oh, man, South Carolina's in trouble with Kent State coming into town. Furman is going to Tennessee. Oh, my God. We all remember the School of Furman and what they do to SEC foes every year. Do you get my sarcasm here? Get my sarcasm?
So you're saying that the SEC schedule rivals ASU?
That's pretty much what I said. Second week, though, week 2, this is interesting. Arkansas goes to Utah. Now, Arkansas just got a new head coach and everything. We're talking about we're talking specifically the 9 conference game schedule for the SEC. We're giving them props here. We don't do very often here. So Arkansas goes to Utah. That's a Utah victory as of now, especially since they just signed a $100 million private equity deal, and they're selling their program to boosters and to private equity. It's going to be fascinating to see how that is run as well. Southern Miss goes to Auburn. Campbell, oh boy, Florida's in trouble for that Campbell game. Watch out for that. But Alabama goes to Kentucky. This is week 2. In terms of the other big games here, we can skip all these boring ones I'm having fun with. Mississippi State does go up to Minnesota in that game. Oklahoma plays Michigan at Michigan. We'll see who the coach is up there at Michigan for that. Missouri does play Kansas in week 2. Tennessee at Georgia Tech. Ohio State plays Texas again, this time at Texas. And then that week 2 is when Arizona State goes to Texas A&M as well for week 2. So that's a banging week 2 schedule there for the SEC. I like to thank you for stepping up a little bit as well. Then week 3, Florida State goes to Alabama. But Florida State's a name now more than anything.
Yeah.
But that is still a big name matchup there. Georgia goes to Arkansas. Florida goes to Auburn. LSU at Ole Miss. Then you got some, like New Mexico goes to Oklahoma and that stuff. Mississippi State goes to South Carolina. Tennessee's still playing the vaunted Kennesaw State that week and everything. But my point is, we're talking week 3 here, and you've already got big SEC matchups battling it out right here at the beginning of week 3 now. No more of this, for the most part, for all the schools from that side. Then week 4, it just gets hard as it goes down. I'm just going to say, welcome to the Big Boy Club, SEC. Glad to see you. Hey, folks, let's take our top of the hour break.
I think Riley's sleeping.
I know. I don't know if he's alive back there. We'll find out if the commercials play or not here. They just looked at the time. Come back. We got NFL talk. We got games to pick this week. Oh, my goodness. Cardinals going to Texans. Ooh, this is going to be a good game, folks. Come on back. Second hour main event coming up next. We don't got any. ASU volleyball. We talked about that yesterday. Second hour main event, by the way. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and of course, 17-year NFL veteran, Dale Hellistree. I'll let you decide who's who. Ignore the name tags at the bottom. I'll let you decide who played in the NFL 17 years. If you watch us walk, you'll think I was the one that did it.
Yeah, I mean, your poor ankle feels bad for you.
It was painful.
Hey, I thought you led the show with Michael Jordan's antitrust lawsuit being settled.
I talked about that yesterday. It broke kind of in the show that there was a settlement. We're still waiting for some of the details. We know that 2311 and Front Row Motorsports got their charters back that were taken away from them in this process. We don't know what the rest of the settlement is yet. Like, are there permanent charters now, etc. Say what you want about Michael Jordan, man. He's got the money he's got FU money, and he's willing to spend it to prove a point. And boy, did he prove a point. I don't think they weren't winning the lawsuit, like the big lawsuit. The two teams weren't going to beat it. But what they did was, and they successfully did, they made NASCAR look like idiots in the trial process and leading up to it with some of the text messages that went out from NASCAR leadership and stuff. And they did a great job of exposing NASCAR for being jerks, let's put it that way, with their teams and everything. And NASCAR got a big chunk of things out of it. So we'll have to wait and see how it changes. It's going to change the sport. It's just, how is it going to change the sport?
It's interesting. The headline on that says the antitrust suit pushed dinosaurs out as NASCAR heads into the future.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
So basically, because what it is, it's old school. Like Jim France, the guy that runs NASCAR, it's family owned. If you don't know, he looked terrible in court. I know, of course, I have to rely on people that are in the courtroom, talking about it. I read all these different angles on it, and the consensus was the guy that's heading NASCAR right now is a complete buffoon and a moron. Which I think most of us knew it anyway. He doesn't care about the sport. He just cares about his money and getting more expensive, more expensive. But NASCAR has this thing where they have a bunch of older guys that dominate the sport, right? Richard Childress, Joe Gibbs. He's not a spring chicken. His team is successful. Hendrick out there. And then you got a bunch of younger guys, the Trackhouse guys that run the Trackhouse team, 2311, for instance, from Rare Motorsports. And there's a clash here because the old guys, they just want to keep going. They just want to, hey, this is the way it's been. We're fine with it. We're not going to ruffle feathers, whatever. It's kind of like when, back in the day when Mark Cuban went into the NBA. That's kind of how I'd equate it.
Okay.
NBA was just like, we're fine with the way it works. Mark Cuban shows up, starts sending stuff into the league, starts sending food plates into the, food buffets into the visitors' locker room. So the visitors would be like, oh, if he treats us like this as visitors, how does he treat the players to get players to go there? And he ruffled the feathers, right, of the NBA. And you saw some of the young Jerry Jones when he bought into the NFL, rocked it a little bit as well, trying to do all that stuff when he was younger, to the older family team guys or whatever. Same thing's going through NASCAR now. And this lawsuit's another example of that as well. So you're going to see all these 70, 80, 90-year-old guys that have been in NASCAR as owners for a lot of years. You're going to see them starting, I'm not going to say divest out of it, but you're going to see them start to, make their future plans for when they're gone a little bit differently than they have in the past, I think. So, yeah.
And are you really going to let the entire Friday show go by without the greatest event in the world happening tomorrow?
John Cena's final match.
There you go.
I talked about it yesterday. I broke down the match.
Is he going to win? Is it
Okay,
is it in the script to win? He's got to win.
So I talked about this yesterday. And then, Robert, I see your tweet. I'll get to it. Don't forget, text us, 623-252-6670. Then, of course, at TME Sports Show as well. I'd say, Dale, when you leave early to go to your 98 hit and screw up how to watch us there and everything when you get the opportunity and everything, what I would say is, we should go back and listen to the show after you leave and see what I talk about and hear the opinions.
Well, if I can't tell,
but you can't tell Holmberg how to watch it. How are you going to load it up and watch it?
I tried, Steve. I tried.
I'm gonna every Thursday now when you leave here, top of the hour break. I'm sending you the retweet here.
The main event. You can find it on all your social media platforms. Is that it?
I sent you a perfect blurb.
The main TME was it obviously says with
you were trying
Steve
to think
McCullough.
of you were trying to think of the Twitter handle and where you find it in the podcast at TME Sports Show is what you were trying to think of.
Right.
But yeah, they could search for that. You just say, you can say at TME Sports Show on your favorite podcast system. On Twitter, hit us up at TME Sports Show on Twitter as well. And then you just say, or search for us and find us on YouTube as well. On demand.
YouTube. Okay.
Boom. The main event.
All right. So John Cena came onto the scene in 2002.
Yes.
23 years.
I'm not a John Cena fan. For those of you that didn't catch it yesterday, I'm not a John Cena fan. I've never liked John Cena. I don't like anything about John Cena in terms of his wrestling act. I do like the can't see me gimmick. That's pretty good before his finishing move. But as a wrestler, I think he's a gimmick, and I don't like it. And in my eyes, he's not one of the greatest of all times.
Oh,
I would struggle to put him in the top 10 all time, like on my list. But I just don't. I just never been entertained by him. I think I think his acting abilities are suspect. Doesn't sell things a lot, stuff like that, especially as he's gotten older. But I'm also not a Gunther guy either. Gunther's fairly new onto the scene. Plays this stoic, German guy that walks in there, and he doesn't do a lot for me either. And I think this is quite possibly going to be the worst match I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. But I will turn it on because it is John Cena's. Like I am like personally insulted that John Cena has more championships, than Ric Flair. It bothers me that Ric Flair was surpassed by John Cena for that title moving forward. So I just don't. I don't think it's. I don't like it. I just don't like it. But I will watch it because it is John Cena's last match. There is a thing. There is a tradition in wrestling, Dale, where when you are retiring, you get your final match, especially if you're a big star. And you usually go against a young up-and-coming guy. Like The Rock, what they say, you put him over is what they say. Where you basically say, hey, you're next, kid, right? So you go into the ring, and you go up against some young guy that's coming up and, has a following, and he's building up. And then you lose to him as your retirement, and then you leave the ring, and then that you're anointing that guy as the next big guy to come up. That's the tradition of wrestling.
Okay.
I've seen it before with oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. Well, he was with AEW for a while there, and Sting. And Sting didn't lose his last match, and that bothers me to this day. John Cena, again, you don't need to put Gunther over. Gunther's already there. He's already a big name. He's already somebody people follow, and all of that stuff. I got a bad feeling John Cena's going to win this match.
I'm pulling for him.
You know what I'm hoping happens? You are pulling for him? You know what I hope happens? Well, it just shows me your ego if you don't lose the match. Like out of the ring, what John Cena does for his community and stuff. Like he does a lot with I think it's Make-A-Wish, but he does a lot with places like that and everything. You never give up, and he tells people who have bad things happen in their lives, and he talks to them. I mean, it's fantastic. Look up those videos. He's absolutely a brilliant man on that stuff. I'm talking strictly in the ring, and then some of his off the field stuff. Like just the way he acts personally. It's not bad. It just rubs me the wrong way. His OCD stuff drives me crappy, and all the way he treated Nikki Bella. But that's a whole other story. We don't talk about that. And it's like and it's all that. But it's I think it says it's your ego if you don't lose your final match. And tradition wise, I can see him going out there. What I hope happens, I'm hoping we see some other old time stars show up in this thing, if you know what I mean. Some of his old foes that are retired now and everything, they show up and they somehow influence the match. I think that'd be fun. Other than that, it's in terms of the wrestling and John Cena's last wrestling match, I think it's gonna be terrible. I think it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be terrible to watch.
Wow.
Unless other guys come in and it kind of goes
Like Andre the Giant?
Well, if he comes back, I'd be amazed. Is he still a giant? Is the question.
Hulk Hogan?
Well, that would be amazing if he came back too. You might see me cry if they come. Well, actually, I might be scared at first, and then I'll be like, "Wow,
Are they both dead?
they're both dead."
The Undertaker?
You want to bring back any other? Yeah, like the Undertaker shows up. Goldberg. Those guys kind of show back up again. That'd be fantastic, man. But other than that, I don't know. We'll see. But Robert says at TME Sports Show, Cena passing Flair is all Vince, isn't it? Yes, that's the answer to that. He's always put former WCW guys in the back seat. It's not even that. I don't have a problem with somebody passing Flair. I just don't think it should have been John Cena, right? At that point, like there are bigger guys in this ring than John Cena ever was. He's a big guy. Don't get me wrong, but there's other guys that were better wrestlers, better entertainers, better that stuff than Cena that didn't get the due. And for some reason, man, they just love Cena. I don't get it.
So,
I don't get it.
who is the ultimate decider on who wins?
Well, so Vince McMahon's out of the picture now, so I'm sure in this match, especially, there's a collaboration on it. Like they've known for a while, like what not necessarily. I don't know if they've known they're going to go against Gunther. I don't know if that's changed throughout it, but they have an idea what's coming and stuff like that. But they have people behind the scenes that make those decisions, the writers, and See, normally, because this is the end of John Cena. So normally when you see stuff, like when we went to that Raw event that you didn't want to come to, that I invited you to. I invite you to my stuff, but I don't get invited to the Chiefs and Raiders game in Vegas.
A lot of walking for you, Steve, with that ankle.
I can get a wheelchair.
No,
Scooter.
I will not be seen.
I'll be at the scooter.
40-year-old dude in a wheelchair.
What? Wait, what? What if you need one? See, that's the thing you don't know about me. I don't care what kind of pain I'm in with that ankle. I will walk till God's end to get to where I need to go. And then I'm going to sit down and you won't see me move again until it's time to go again. And you won't hear anything about it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I am curious, but I'm not expecting a lot.
Okay.
You going to watch it?
Absolutely.
But like when I went to that Raw match a couple weeks ago, like everything that happened, like they had a couple matches because they had a tournament to see who would face John Cena at the end. So all that, but everything that happens, there's a storyline to it, right? So it's in the middle of a storyline. So you saw the women's tag team stuff like that. There's been a story for a while on it, and then they're advancing that story. This one you're not advancing any story unless you're advancing a Gunther story, but Cena versus Gunther as his final match tells me there's not a story after this. It's just Gunther's going to get his opportunity and whatever. It's an honor. It's an honor to go against the great John Cena in this match. I'm trying to sound German. It'd be easier if he was Russian because then I can go, he dies.
Well, I know you'll be riveted to the TV. I know you're happy there's no ASU. There's no Arizona home game.
Yeah, I got nothing tomorrow. Well, the ASU basketball plays tomorrow.
Yeah, but
U of A basketball plays tomorrow. Number 1 ranked Arizona basketball plays tomorrow. GCU plays tomorrow, which I kind of want to see on this GCU thing. Not that their head coach, he's a great coach. I think he's a fantastic coach. But I'm interested in seeing how this plays out. What kind of leash do they give him moving up to this harder division now, harder conference? How much of a leash do they give him? Is it 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? How many years do they give him if he's not producing?
Well, you've got to give him at least 3 years moving into a new conference, don't you? Plus, they've made the tournament 2 times already.
Okay.
I
get that, Dale, but it was a
tournament.
But
Steve.
that's Turlington State and Chicago State and all of those.
He
schools.
actually made the tournament. They didn't have to fly to Dayton and stay in the team condo.
Actually have a condo there. Is what you're
Sometimes ASU's been there. Might as well invest in a condo complex.
Robert says, I'm amazed that the Big Ten and Big 12 haven't adopted this in-conference bye week that the SEC has by scheduling a non-FCS school. That's going away this year. Well, so they might move one of their non-conference, bad teams. You get 3 non-conference games, and then you play 9 conference games. That's how you get to the 12 in the regular season. They might still move down. I didn't delve into everybody's schedule in the SEC because it's interesting.
When I pulled up ASU's schedule, there wasn't a date by a lot of the.
Well, you don't know them yet,
right?
Yeah.
Well, you got the first 2 or 3 games.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The obviously, yeah. The overseas one. The A&M one, stuff like that. The preseason ones you generally know. Those could change based off of the first Morgan State. I mean, what if ESPN picks that up, Dale? What if Big Fox picks that up? Big Noon. What if Big Noon comes there on week 1 against Morgan State? You never know. Could change. But you could get that later non-conference game later, but they're not going to have that 4th one that they had before by only playing 8 conference games. So I don't have a problem. Play one of those crappy schools late in the year if you quote unquote want a break week. A semi-bye at the end of the week. I don't care. But it's just ridiculous that you have 3 bad games and then a 4th one later on that I can't stand as well. So, finally, equal footing here coming up, Dale. Equal footing. Oh, my God. Alabama would have lost 4 games this year. And then they'd definitely be out of the college football playoff. So they had to play 9 regular scheduled games. Finally, we can get that done coming up here.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted. I just got a a text from Jason Garrett.
He name drops all the time, folks. This is what it's like talking to Dale off air, by the way.
No,
this guy's
I never talk about this on the air. I don't even know what he says. Helly, check it out. You have a big role. Would love your thoughts. Jason Garrett's 10 traits for the perfect, I guess, quarterback. And I had a big part in that. The things
he wants your thoughts, or like he's got them already, and he's putting like a thing for Sunday Night Football. Are you going to be mentioned on Sunday Night Football?
My goodness.
On NBC? Hey, make sure you plug the show. Hey, Dale, what are you doing these days? Oh, I'm on this thing. Just Google me. It'll come up. Meanwhile, it's NBC and millions of people watching, and Dale's all, this thing I'm doing.
Steve said, don't
worry. I don't talk to Steve at all.
Don't make a big deal out of it.
I don't do anything with him. I invite other guys that aren't even fans, and they're just like they're stupid Steelers. He'll be busy that weekend, so I invited him to hang out. Not the guy that'd be available. Jason Garrett's only 59 years old, huh? Wait, so did he ask you questions or what?
I did. I just saw the text. It's a YouTube thing.
Oh, it's a YouTube thing. That means you're on. Ooh. Well, I was curious because if he asked you what makes a good quarterback, that's interesting. And why you?
Well, toughness.
Red hair. Did you pander to Jason Garrett? Are you going to pander to Jason Garrett?
No.
Red hair.
You know what's interesting about Jason Garrett is we kind of took him under our wing. His girlfriend, now wife, Brill, and him lived in the same apartment complex Brooke and I did, so we'd have him over for dinner.
Shouldn't the quarterback have you over for dinner?
Not the young fourth-string practice squad.
Not sure he's going to make it type of thing. Yeah.
And,
back then, practice squad guys didn't make the money they make now.
But yeah, stayed friends for all these years. He's a little odd. Sometimes he'll talk
quirky.
to you. He'll talk to you 3 or 4 times in a 10-day period, and then you won't hear from him for a year. So it kind of is what it is. But
I can understand when he was head coach of the Cowboys, kind of being selective, and stuff to that effect. But after that,
but I finally had to tell him, hey, Jason, I remember. Remember you before you're the damn head coach of Dallas.
Well, I just mean in terms of time and stuff like that is what I'm referring to.
You can return a text, Steve. I know you don't sometimes.
I get busy, man.
You're sleeping.
If I don't respond to a text quickly, I'm taking my nap.
But what I always said was that I cheered for him to continue to keep that job because I knew I had a suite to stay in.
That's right. You had a suite.
Yeah.
Jerry and Steven kind of ignore you.
No, they don't put you in a suite.
They're all, Helly who? We'll give you 10% off an upper-level seat of $500.
So you'll get a kick out of this. After Giesick left, Giesick and I were roommates for the 4 or 5 years we were together.
After the second Super Bowl.
He left after the second Super Bowl. After that,
NFC game, right?
After we lost the NFC championship.
3, so didn't get 3 in a row. And he went, you know what? This team's nothing.
I'm going to go make my money. Screw you guys. But so I'm looking for a roommate. So Jason didn't have one. I said, I'll room with Jason. Oh, boy, is he a pain in the ass. Everything has to be his Gatorade.
Yeah, it's quirky. I use the term quirky. Well, I've never met Jason Garrett, but I pick up on it with this
anal retentive. And so I would walk in and I'd move every one of his things.
Dale just throws stuff in there. You got pants over here, towels over here.
Yeah, we lasted one game. Said I can't give me my own room.
He's only 59 years old. That actually kind of shocks me a little bit. I thought he was older.
Yeah, because he probably came in 90.
Tell you in a second here.
91?
Oh my gosh, it's taking for his dad was a coach, right?
Well, he's a scout for the Cowboys.
Scout. Okay, but so he grew up in that football.
Yeah, went
football
to Princeton
mindset.
And
yeah, I know, smart guy. I know he's a Tiger and everything. He's a Tiger. But I was actually also shocked that he was there for all 3 Super Bowl wins. I knew definitely the last last two.
Yeah.
But I was shocked he was there for that first one as well. So who was the backup that first year? Yeah, obviously Troy. Who was the backup for that first Super Bowl? You don't even.
Well,
remember.
1 year there was Bernie Kosar. 1 year I think there was Wade Wilson.
Wade Wilson. Because he was never he didn't get second string until later in his career, right?
Jason?
Yeah.
Well, when he played, he was still usually third string.
So was he? Oh.
And I think one year
Oh,
of
all right.
Thanksgiving Day, Troy was hurt, Bernie Kosar was hurt.
I remember when
Jason
Troy got hurt on the sideline because I was at that game, and that ended up being his last game. I remember Garrett was the one that came in.
And that was late 90s.
That was late. That was what, 96?
Yeah, no, 90.
No, 97?
99 maybe.
Was that what it was?
If you were at the watching the game when Troy got
Yeah. Oh
signed
yeah. It
up
had, you know
there,
what? You know what? It had to be. It had to
might
be
have been
99.
2000.
Yeah. Because I was working. I was there for work, and I was like, oh, I had to fly in on a Sunday, and I flew in early on Sunday
Why don't you call me
I could
and
go to the game.
ask for a ticket?
because you would have been like, who? Just like now, you would have been like, who are you? Like, don't worry, we'll work together in about 20 years. And you'll be like, no, we won't. No, we won't. He came to the Cowboys 92 to 99. Yeah.
Okay.
So it would have been 99 was when
Right.
which I graduated ASU in 99. So it would have been, that makes sense because I was probably there for one of my early trainings that I had to go through for that year. So that would have been that year. So,
That's right, because then in 2000 he went to New York.
New York Giants, for 3 years. And everything. And then Tampa for one, and then Dolphins. I guess Tampa and Dolphins, it says 2004.
Okay.
But he was with the Saints before that, 89-90 Saints practice squad, San Antonio Riders in 91, Ottawa Rough Riders in 91, and then Cowboys after that.
Really? I didn't even know all that.
He's a Canadian football alum as well.
Okay.
We went to Princeton. Of course he's a little weird. I do enjoy his. I don't watch a lot of the pre-games and post-game stuff
Right.
in terms of television things. Like the Thursday night, the Amazon Prime one afterwards is kind of interesting because you never know what Richard Sherman's going to say.
Right.
So if you're up, you can watch that one or just catch the highlights if he says anything crazy. But the NBC one with Tony Dungy and Jason Garrett, I actually enjoy that one. I don't get to watch it as much as I'd like because I'm either at a Cardinals game and traveling or, I'm disgusted by a Cardinals game and I'm, out at dinner and trying to drink away my worries or whatever. But I do enjoy that one. They're both very thought-provoking, and they look at it differently than the other people do. And I like that about them.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Garrett he's got a fan in me. Hey, there's this guy I know on this TME thing that I do. He really likes you, Jason Garrett. He'd be like, oh, that'd be great. I'd love to meet him. Yeah, I don't remember his name right now. I'll have to think about it.
McCullough.
Yeah, McCullough. Yeah, just Google McCullough. It'll come right up for you. This is an interesting weekend. So, ASU volleyball, I started talking about that earlier. They lost yesterday in the Sweet 16 to Creighton. They did not play well at all.
Really? Okay.
And so they're out. And no 2 seed got beat by a 3 seed yesterday. Did not play well, got beat. So their season's done. They had a heck of a volleyball season for that. And like I said, we like to give props to the other. We're not like other shows out there and people that are, unless they're like Sun Devil Source or the Devil's Digest who just do everything ASU. Everybody else latches on for the football and men's basketball season. We talk about baseball, volleyball, and stuff as they are making their waves through. Everything swimming as they're making their waves. Get it? Through everything and whatnot. So you got to give props to the ASU volleyball. Fantastic season for them. The match yesterday was just, if that was your first ASU match yesterday you watched, you were like, what are you talking about? This team's not good. They were better than they played yesterday, but they ended up losing to that point. Molly Miller is still doing well in the women's basketball
Undefeated.
side. Yeah, 10-0.
Go ahead.
Best start ever. She just brings all that juju from Grand Canyon University on over, Dale. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, GCU. I'm sorry. So they play Sunday coming up, December 14th at 2 p.m. at Oregon State. Then they got Gonzaga women after that on Tuesday. So we'll see. I mean, look, you're going to lose a game eventually, but you got to pay attention to the start for them as well. ASU men's doesn't play until Saturday as well. I believe it's Santa Clara, if I remember, coming into the bank over there, Desert Financial Arena, 5 p.m. tip-off for that. Then after that, you got to go to UCLA, 25th ranked UCLA, with Mike Cronin as the head coach, who that man just rubs me the right way, but he gets his team to perform.
Whoa. What? He rubs you the right way?
Wrong way.
Well, why'd you say right way?
Did I say right way?
Yeah.
Oh. Freudian slip? I don't know. Freudian slip there. So you got Santa Clara. Who's the favorite alum from Santa Clara, Dale?
Steve Nash.
Name another one. I don't know if there is another one.
Steve Nash.
Tomorrow, 5 p.m. For them as well for this weekend. And then, of course, you got number 1 ranked Arizona playing this weekend as well. And I like the way Arizona's done their schedule this year. They play a good team. They play a not-so-good team. They play a good team that's ranked again. And they got Alabama, a number 1 ranked Arizona against 12th ranked Alabama. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. as well, coming up.
And Pete hasn't necessarily been on a hot streak lately.
Who?
And they're still winning.
Who?
Koa Pete.
Oh, Koa Pete, no. No, but like I said, he's getting noticed because it was on that Yahoo when they came out with the poll. Yahoo had his face right there on the front of that deal. And there's better players on Arizona than Koa Pete that are playing better right now, at least for that side and everything. So, they're playing at Legacy Arena, which is over there in Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, let's get to stuff that people really care about.
We're just setting up the weekend, Dale.
There's wrestling, and that's it. Army, Navy, wrestling, and Heisman. And Houston Texans.
Was Berline the backup in 92?
Yes.
So that was the first. Yeah, that's right, because he
was there 91 and 92.
Yeah, because 91 was the year where he got into the playoffs, and then you guys lost, and that whole Troy controversy.
And I thought 92 he was there, and then he went to the Cardinals in 93.
He was here. He was here when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Because when I'd go to Cardinals game, when I get tickets and go to Cardinals games in high school, it was Steve Berline.
And then Buddy Ryan called him a cancer, and
he did.
Yeah.
And then the Boomer Esiason was somewhere in that time frame.
Was
Boomer
Boomer
before?
He was
just after.
Yeah.
Remember that Boomer had like that 900-yard passing
500
game.
some yards, and they lost.
They lost.
That's your Cardinals.
That's the era where, like I said, every time the Jets came into town with Rich Kotite as their head coach, they were like 0 for whatever for the season, and then they play the Cardinals, and that'd be their only win in the year. That's what I remember from those eras. It was like every year we get the team that's 0, and we did it this year with the Titans. They've, of course, won again and stuff like that.
I know we're going into the NFL after the break, but what do you take of Graham Rossini talking about Sam Levitt as transferring for reasons not related to finance?
I heard the rumor a couple weeks, 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
I'm sorry, is there a soccer game going on at the ASU this weekend too, or badminton?
Basketball? You don't want to talk basketball? You're making fun of me for basketball?
No, you're talking about women's lacrosse.
Volleyball? They were good. They were the 2 seed in the NCAA tournament.
I don't want to get you off your path. Cricket? Is there cricket?
I heard the rumor. Hey, support ASU. Don't be like these other people that just, football. I don't want football, basketball. Support the whole university if you want to. Like the hockey and all that stuff, who's struggling this year. But I heard the rumor 3-4 weeks ago that Sam Levitt didn't like roster construction. That's the easiest way to explain it. Then Anthony Chaudhry from PHNX came out and he said, and verbally put it out there, that he said that he was told from his source that they didn't think his camp, Sam Levitt's camp, didn't think Kenny Dillingham could put an offensive line together to protect Sam Levitt. And the reason why I didn't believe the rumors when I kind of heard it was because, yes, the offensive line had problems, but Sam Levitt got hurt running the ball and doing all that stuff. And he wasn't running for his life, it's just nobody was open, and he'd take off and run, and he wouldn't slide. Like, I view that as a quarterback problem. not an offensive line problem. Now, there were problems with the offensive line. I get it. So then he came out and announced that. And everybody that I've talked to, everybody I've heard from, everybody I've seen publicly say it, everybody's saying the same thing now. It was not about the money. He's not leaving for the money. He's leaving for other things. And the fact that ASU doesn't want to comment on those things tells you it's roster construction. He doesn't think this team next year is going to be good enough for him to showcase his skills and improve his draft position. That's how I'm going to read into that. That's how I'm going to read into it. You're losing Jordan Tyson. Well, you're losing Jordan Tyson. He was his go-to receiver. Did he really connect with any other receiver out there? Eusebio in the one game where they ended, what was that, Baylor? Late in that game he ended up doing it. But he has struggled this year. He struggled last year at times throwing the ball without Jordan Tyson. So I can understand Sam Levitt going, without Jordan Tyson, I don't know. Maybe we should look elsewhere. And the fact that ASU keeps not wanting to talk about it, because you don't want to, as ASU, you don't want to come out and be like, yeah, he's worried about our roster construction. He doesn't think we are very good. You're not going to say that. But also, it also makes me wonder, because everybody keeps saying, like the narrative starts with, he's not leaving for money reasons.
Right. Is it development reasons? Is it just because?
That's the thing. That's what you got to question now. But I also find hard, if the narrative always starts with he's not leaving for money reasons, I'm also a little skeptical on that. If you have to put that out there, that makes me a little skeptical.
Yeah.
He's leaving for money reasons. Also, that's factoring into it. Because why does everybody who reports on it say the same thing? And when I was talking to one person specifically, and they started off by going, we have the money for him. We got the money that he'll play here for.
Right.
It just, everybody starts with that. And then after the 30th person says that, you go, really? Is that really not any factor?
Well, you also wonder if ASU went to him or his camp.
That's what I'm getting at.
And said, you know what, we paid you $3.5 million, whatever the number is.
I'll put it this way. Him going into the portal, his agent, who's his brother, his agent and his people, there's other people involved, but his brother's back his agent, and then they have other professional people. They've had conversations with schools over the last month or two. They know what's out there. They know what's out there right now. Wherever he ends up with, it's not like they're calling him, transfer portal January 2nd. Hey, Sam Levitt, we got this for you. They've already had those conversations.
Midnight on January 1st.
I'm just throwing out a team, folks. This is not anything on that. Miami needs a quarterback, for instance. Somebody in Miami or somebody in the Miami orbit has made contact with the quarterbacks that they want to bring in next year. Is Sam Levitt one of them? I don't know. But they know what Miami's willing to offer. I guarantee you, the schools that Sam Levitt is looking at, they've contacted him, and they know what they're going to pay him, and they know what the terms are right now. I'm just telling you, it's out there. That's what's happening behind the scenes.
And maybe that's the thing to where you can say it's about money. Now, maybe ASU said, you know what? We didn't get our money's worth this year.
Yeah, so what you would do is go, and I'm just throwing out a team name. No basis behind this whatsoever. Miami calls and goes, we can give you $6 million a year. A car, an apartment, all of that stuff.
Right.
A year, Mercedes, whatever. We'll get you in all the hot nightclubs down here, whatever. And then you go back to ASU and go, well, you're only offering me 2. Even if you go, just get us to 4. And ASU goes, no. That is that part of it.
Right.
When the conversation always starts with, we got the money to keep him here, or it's not about the money.
Right.
Then you go, why does everybody keep saying that? It makes me wonder why everybody keeps saying that.
Right.
But then on the other side of it, I firmly believe, and I don't blame Sam Levitt for this either. He did serious damage to his draft grade this year. Serious damage to it. He was coming into the season as one of the best quarterbacks that's going to be highly drafted next year. This year coming up. Now he's nowhere on the radar.
Right.
He did serious damage to it. And if you're looking at it and going, all right, I'm losing my best receiver. All these young kids are coming in. All the seniors are leaving. I got to go to a more senior-laden school, something to that effect, to help me out to get back up there. Or, maybe I'm not going to be a first-round draft pick moving forward. Maybe I'm going to be a 3rd or 4th. I better go get that $5-6 million now.
Right.
That'll set me up for the rest of my life if you do it properly. And that way, if I get drafted, I'm only making, if Mr. Irrelevant was making $900,000 last year for the Niners. That's a good paycheck, don't get me wrong. But you got taxes, what you have to do to stay in football shape, stuff like that, things. It goes away quickly. You can make more in college, you got to do it as well. So I don't know. It's interesting. And the fact that ASU is not talking about it tells me there's something, like you said, it could be development, could be roster makeup. He's not sure this roster is going to be good next year. He doesn't want to come back and face that when he's got other opportunities. Like if he goes, I keep throwing Miami out there because they need a quarterback.
Right.
But he goes to Miami. Miami's got a better offensive line, a better defense than ASU has right now.
Does Texas Tech lose their quarterback?
I don't know about them. But the Texas Tech has their guys in when you get to that top level school, that's why I didn't throw like Georgia in there. Like Texas Tech's losing their quarterback. Is that a real threat?
Well, I just asked, is Texas Tech?
I'm sorry. I thought you said Texas A&M.
No, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech needs a quarterback. Their quarterback's a senior.
And again, I'm still in the back of my mind thinking maybe he came and said, "Hey, I'll come back for the same amount of money," and ASU
Still said no.
Still said, "You know what? Hey, we got these young guys."
Because they were already, but then that drives me nuts. And why aren't the young guys playing this year? Coop brings that point up all the time. Bruce Cooper on Tuesdays when he joins us, he brings it up and goes, "Why didn't any of these young guys play this year? You had injuries. Now you can argue they were still in the Big 12 hunt late. Yeah, they didn't give up on the season.
Right.
They were in the Big 12 championship hunt until the last weekend of the year. Now, they ultimately, no matter what they did against Arizona, they weren't going to get there because BYU and Texas Tech won. But you had a chance to get, so why would you play it? Now, it would be different if they were out of that hunt. All right, let's start throwing some young guys in there. See what they got. And if you don't see Cam Dreyer at quarterback a lot coming up in the Sun Bowl, I'm going to get very concerned. Yes, Jeff Sims earned his right to play in that game and stuff with how he played this year. You got to get the young guy in there. Get him some reps in the college thing. Let him know what you're telling him is the truth and stuff like that. Just see what he's got. Let him go out there. And even if he fails, let him go out there and fail. Get his experience now as opposed to against Morgan State next year. I don't know. It's worrisome. I have faith that they're going to I'm not saying they're going to rebuild this team to where they're going to go on a Big 12 championship run next year. I'm not saying that. But ASU should never fall below upper middle part of the Big 12 standings. They should always be middle and up from now on. Period. End of story.
They should. We've said that.
Can they do that? I know, but can they do that? Sustained success is the question coming up. Come on back, folks. We'll come on back. NFL talk. Lots of games to pick. This is a big NFL playoff weekend.
I must be leading the NFL. I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh, no, it's coming. We got it. First thing we'll flash up here, Dale. We'll see who's winning this bad boy. Come on back, folks, to main event. Dale just throws out during that break. I'm such a big deal, Steve. I might not show up on Monday.
Yeah. And what'd you say?
I said, you're such a big deal. I might not show up on Monday. Yeah, I can't do as well as Dale does in those footsteps. If I felt that way, then I definitely wouldn't be around with your life. It's funny. I told Bruce that. I tell everybody that, where I'm just like, I'm just like, man, everybody like talks about your 3 Super Bowls and those winning teams or whatever, and I'm like, no, you got to dig deeper, folks. This guy doesn't know losing.
So you telling me winning follows me around, Steve?
I'm saying, knowing you now, you just work your way into certain situations.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just kind of worm your way in.
Again, I get this text from Jason. I haven't heard it for probably 6 months. And it's a 45-minute NFL films thing. He said, hell, you played a big part.
Yeah, now I'm curious.
Yeah,
you
so am I.
You have to send me that video so I can.
I don't know if
I
can
watch
watch
it.
45 minutes.
And that's what I go. That sounds like it's the whole thing.
Well, I seen so far on it. I saw just the 30 seconds I was watching. There's Troy. There was Dan Marino. There was Jason. There was somebody else on there already.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at. I think, obviously a close relationship with Troy and stuff. So I think that might be a lot of it.
Yeah.
That you were dealing with. Well, I mean, don't forget you went to Baltimore and you played with that stud of a quarterback up there. Who's the quarterback then? Was it old man Flacco yet?
No.
He hadn't been there yet,
No.
right? Oh man, that's how your life.
What was his name? I forget his name.
Not Brad Johnson.
No.
Who won the Super Bowl for him?
Peacock,
Oh, are you Elvis? Are you kidding me?
Is
Gerbach.
What's that?
Elvis Gerbach?
I don't think it was Gerbach.
No, wasn't it that young kid that and his dad was always in the stadium and stuff like that?
No.
What year were you there?
2001. It might be Elvis Gerbach.
It was Elvis Gerbach, number 8. Yeah,
Ah.
Elvis Gerbach, Notre Dame.
He
right?
was not very popular.
Bad guy or what?
The guys. I mean, I was only
He wasn't.
there-
He wasn't popular. He wasn't popular with the fans either. I can tell you. That.
Yeah, well, because Trent Dilfer led him to the Super
Yes.
Bowl the year before. And
Yes, and that was at the start of people were starting to get, maybe not that year, maybe the year after that. People were starting to turn on that coach too,
Brian Billick.
Brian Billick. People were starting to be like, "All right, Brian Billick, we're tired of
He
your
won a
game."
Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah, but his attitude was kind of, he was standoffish.
Although
and-
in the locker room, he was pretty cool.
yeah, but I'm just talking about the fan
Yeah.
base, and I just remember being like, Brian Billick's kind of an a-hole.
He gave off that persona.
Randall Cunningham started in the final 2 regular season games of that year too. So Randall was on that team.
In Baltimore?
Yeah, I hear.
2001.
Elvis Gerbach, the main starter, played in 14 regular season games. Randall Cunningham started the final 2 regular seasons. God, I hope you don't ever run into Randall Cunningham. He'll be like, Helly? Oh, man, I remember you on the Ravens with me. And you're going to be like, who are you?
No, I played with him in Dallas.
Yeah, see, that was Dallas was when you got him there, right? Yeah, it says right there. Yeah. I thought
Yeah. He's also my quarterback in the Japan Bowl.
Randall?
Yeah.
Was Randall the one? That was Warren Moon. Randall's not the one that went Canadian Football
No.
League. That was Warren Moon.
No, Randall went to Philly.
With his name that took over, like went down the side of his arm. It was so long on those Philly outfits. First running quarterback, wasn't he? Randall Cunningham? First one to kind of get like that?
he was unique. He was a unicorn.
Are you allowed to call him that? Is that insulting? They didn't know what to do with him?
Don't you know what a unicorn is, Steve? You're one of one.
Seems kind of feminine
You're
in my
one
eyes.
You're one of one.
I don't think football players
Go
like to
do
be
some
called
studying
feminine.
this weekend.
Throw up the show picks for the NFL here as well. And Dale, I got bad news and good news for you. Good news is you have a 1-game lead here. Through week 14, 4 weeks left in the season. You got a 1-game lead here in the NFL. Normally, you're blowing me out in the NFL by now. Usually, the NFL, you've got like a 20-game lead by now. So, are you bad this year, or am I just exceptionally good? Is the big
I
question.
think what it is you forget that come December is when I kick it into gear.
Here we go. Yeah, but usually by this point, you're already blowing me out, and then you kick it into gear.
When the weather changes, Steve, that's
So this
when
is
I
for
knuckle down.
this is for the regular season here. 4 weeks to decide the regular season NFL champ. I obviously won the regular season college football one. Then we'll do the bowl game one, and then we'll do an overall winner as well. But obviously the regular season college football is the most important. We'll see which ones on the NFL one's important. But there you go. That's where we stand as of right now. 4 weeks left to go in the NFL.
I love it.
As we go through that. But lots of games to pick still because, like I said, we're in playoff time here coming up. And, it's just you look at the schedule this weekend. We've had a couple duds of schedules the last couple weeks around the NFL. Obviously, Cardinals are going to the Texans this weekend. Will Anderson on that Texas defense. If you he's very quietly, he's one of the most dominant. Myles Garrett gets a lot of pub. Other guys get a lot of pub.
Oh, by the way, speak of pass rush, you see that?
TJ Watt?
Yeah.
They say it's not because I was like, ooh, is this a Tyrod situation where the guy stuck a needle into his lung and almost killed him?
Right.
But they're saying it's not a Tyrod situation. But medical professionals, man, don't do procedures you don't know how to do on these guys. You're going to kill them. They're out there ruining he's going to be out for how long now because his lung's not functioning right because of something a doctor did. That's scary. That is scary. That hurts the Steelers, obviously. They got a big game this week against the surprising Dolphins. Comeback Dolphins here this year.
And it doesn't matter where the Dolphins play. Warm weather, cold weather.
No. It's like, what in the world is happening right now? No, but yeah, it's scary when you're getting a procedure done by a doctor on the team. And you're like, then the doctor goes, do you think the doctor goes, we're going to get you to the hospital. Do you think the doctor does that? Actually, I saw that TJ Watt was like, I don't feel right. They're like, what do you mean you don't feel right? And he was like, man, it hurts like right here or whatever. And they were like, all right, you're going to the hospital. And then that's when they found out, something was done wrong. But that's scary at that point, man. Stop messing with people's lungs. Tyrod Taylor, famously, if you don't know, doctor gave him a shot between his cartilage and his ribs and punctured his lung.
No, thank you.
Are those doctors immediately out there? But week 15 here's up. Obviously, huge game last night with playoff implications. Ended up being for playoff implications. Buccaneers, Panthers lead that division now. Buccaneers are on the outside looking in. But overall, Dale, you got to keep that one game lead here with 4 weeks to go in the regular season. And we're going to start this off with Ravens at Bengals this weekend. Normally, I would not pick this game. But Joe Burrow, I saw somebody splice together the Andrew Luck press conference when he quit and the Joe Burrow press conference the other day. And they sound eerily similar.
Really?
On a guy that's tired of getting beat up and is going to walk away from the game. Eerily similar. So we don't know Joe Burrow's mindset going into this game. We don't know any of that. Ravens, quite frankly, at 6-7, they need a win. They're terrible right now as well, and they can't seem to get over that hump with them as well. This is a big playoff implications game. Ravens, Bengals. I do think the Ravens are going to win this. I do not have faith that they're going to win by a lot. I don't know. I don't know Joe Burrow's mindset right now at the Bengals. This could be an interesting game because if Joe Burrow's like, you know what, I just had a bad day that day. I'm gonna go out and dominate. Bengals will beat the Ravens this weekend, like they did when Joe Burrow returned a few weeks ago. From that side, I'm going to pick the Ravens, but I don't have confidence they're going to do it, Dale.
Yeah, it's in Cincinnati. Even if Joe's thinking about hanging them up, I think he wants to go out with a bang. That offense for Cincinnati, they got some playmakers. Baltimore, I think that they've kind of hit their
offense
wall.
is bad.
Yeah.
Their defense has gotten better, and their offense has gotten worse.
So
Look, I'm a big Lamar Jackson fan. Before you make your pick, I'm a big Lamar Jackson. Dude, I'm turning on him. He's not it, man. He's in that Kyler Murray camp for me. Talented, super talented. Just can't do it.
Well, especially this year. He's been MVP in the past. Yeah. But go ahead and give me the Bengals. Let's widen this lead on you.
I'm not going to be shocked if the Bengals don't do it, to be honest with you, going into this game. I have that little faith in the Ravens. Cardinals, Texans, we'll spend a little bit of time on this game because it's the Cardinals. Well, not a ton of time because
I was going to say.
Cardinals. Here's the good news. Cardinals shouldn't lose this game by 40. Texans' offense is not good. It's not good. Not good at all. They don't have the capability. If they put up 40 points this weekend against the Cardinals, oh, dear God, fire everybody before they get back to Phoenix. Texans offense isn't good. Their defense, though, is stellar. Now, if they score 40 points because their defense is getting turnovers and scoring, that's a different story, right? Texans are going to win this game, and Texans are going to move to 9 wins on the season after their horrendous start. And this is another parallel. You're going to watch another parallel this weekend of two teams that are struggling this year, at least at one point in the season. One team made some changes with their defense. The head coach stopped calling defensive plays, gave it to somebody, and then the defense caught fire. Defense started dominating. They have the best defense in the NFL for the last 5 weeks. And you're going to see another parallel this weekend. Cardinals just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. No Paris Johnson this weekend. You got Will Anderson on the other side, folks. I'm not sure Jacoby Brissett's going to survive this game. I'm just not. I got the Texans winning this game. It is going to be closer than you think it's going to be because the Texans' offense struggles, but the Texans are going to win this game.
Well, the point spread right now is the Cardinals are getting 9.5 points. So I don't know what your definition of close is.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be a 40-point.
So anything under 40 points is close
For the Cardinals in this expectation, yes.
Because you said Will Anderson's name quite a bit. Well, they also have this other cat named Hunter.
Yeah.
Danielle Hunter.
We could have named about 6 of their defensive guys.
And he has 11 sacks. Will Anderson has 10.5 sacks.
Yeah. And Will Anderson is the guy you double team.
And Cardinals are going to be without both their starting tackles.
Yep. And Paris is out.
Yeah.
Their best consistent guy is out.
You give me Houston, and this is one of those games where I think I would actually think about giving up the 9.5 points.
Really?
I'm not doing it right now.
I don't like the Texans' offense. I think it's still garbage. That defense controls them. But I can also see a scenario where they're getting turnovers and pick sixes and fumble returns and stuff to that effect as well, right? Chargers at Chiefs this weekend. Normally I wouldn't pick this game because who cares about the 6 and 7 Chiefs? They have slight hope of making the playoffs still. Are the Chargers the team at 9-4 that's going to put the Chiefs out of their misery? Going to Kansas City. But I mean, Travis Kelce this week on his podcast is going, just every other year, just things just would work out for me. And this year they're not.
Don't you feel sorry for him?
No, not at all.
Why?
He should have retired. He's hanging on too long. He should have retired a couple years ago. He shouldn't have been there last year either, is making these same mistakes.
What?
It's just, can the Chargers go to Kansas City and put the Chiefs out of their playoff hopes misery? They're going to a cold weather state from LA. I'm not sure they can do it here. I'm actually going to stick with the Chiefs in this game, that the Chiefs are going to win this game.
It's supposed to be on Sunday, sunny, a low of 8, and a high of 24. Yeah,
and they're leaving beautiful Southern California for that.
I think I've told you this in the past, but one year we played Kansas City in the preseason, and we played them in December.
I think you have. At some point, you've told this story. You're tell
and in August, it was the most miserably humid, hot stadium I've ever played in rival Dallas.
Kansas City is ridiculous with its humidity.
And then we came back in December, and it was the coldest game we played all freaking year.
And those fans are be out there tailgating hours before the game.
I think that Kansas City has one last stand in them, plus the weather. Go ahead and give me Kansas City.
Yeah, it's just a bad matchup. I'd like to see the Chargers do it, and then Herbert played his one good game with his broken left hand in the cold. Be interesting to see how he holds on to that. Bills and Patriots this weekend. Division questions are on the line, sir. 9-4 Bills, 11-2 Patriots, folks. Bills aren't going to win this division and not have a chance to win this division if they don't beat the Patriots this weekend. This game is in New England. On top of it, you know what? I don't have faith in the Bills. I love what the Patriots are doing this year, but they're young. They're inexperienced in these types of positions. Do they falter against the Bills? I say not. Patriots win this game, and it's not going to come down to experience. It's going to come down to the coaching staffs. And what I mean by that is I like Vrabel way more than I like McDermott, and I think they're going to dial up stuff. The Patriots defense is going to dial up stuff that they just don't have any weapons on the Bills offense. Josh Allen's going to do what he's going to do. They're going to shut down everybody else. I think the Patriots win this. Patriots folks can have 12 wins after this weekend.
I'm trying to find a way to pick the Buffalo Bills, but
I tried to because I like the Bills. I want to see them do it. I want to see them win a Super Bowl.
I mean, it's one of those things where you look at it and you go, the Patriots are plus 110 in their point differential.
Yes. They win the close one.
So give me, go ahead and give me the New England Patriots.
Here's the other thing. Points per game. Fifth, the Bills, 28.9. Patriots, 27 points per game. They're seventh. This isn't like these guys go out there and light up. This isn't the Bills of years past where they could do it in a shootout. They actually have to win it kind of close. I think it is going to be a close game. It's going to be kind of fun to watch this one. But at home, and look, Patriots are hungry. That's a team with confidence right now in this game. Packers at Broncos this weekend. Ooh, Packers go from cold Lambeau over to Denver, Colorado, which is a different type of cold once you get over there as well. Broncos, they just keep winning ugly. Quietly, they're at 11-2. Packers 9-3-1. I think the Packers have an offensive problem. Their defense is perfectly fine. And I think the Broncos have a really good defense. And Broncos, the difference between these two teams, I think, is the Broncos can win a game 42-44 or 44-42. The Broncos can also win a game 9-7. I'm going to pick the Broncos at home to beat the Packers this weekend.
Well, right now, Green Bay is 2.5-point favorites going to Denver.
Denver's not getting its respect with its 11 wins.
Well, and I said this a couple weeks ago, when you talk about Denver, when you talk about New England, if they're playing a Buffalo, if they're playing Kansas City in the first round of the playoffs, are you confident?
That Broncos defense is better than people give them credit for. And people are giving them credit, but they're better than what they're giving them credit for as well. That Packers offense, Jordan Love just seems like he's missing something in my eyes.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos.
Dang, we're picking the same except for that first one. Lions at Rams this weekend. Rams had that practice game last week against the Cardinals. Lions at 9-5. Look, they got to keep winning in that division as well to keep pace with the Chicago Bears, who do have I'm going to say fairly easy game this weekend. They got the Browns at 3-10 in Chicago. We're not picking that one, but the Lions, pressure's on the Lions. They have to win if they want to win this division. Rams are 10-3 right now. They have to win to keep pace because Seattle plays the Colts in there. Seattle's 10-3 as well. And then don't forget about the Niners at 9-4. It's chomping at the bit here. I'm going to go, because it's at home, I'm going to go Rams. But, boy, this is going to be a game. This is a don't-miss game at 2:30, 2:25 kickoff here. Lions-Rams. This is going to be one of those old slobber knockers there in L.A. These guys are going to line up. There's going to be some brutality. There's going to be some awesome offensive play calls. It's going to be a fantastic game to watch. I'm going home team Rams.
Well, the thing is, you look at the Rams, it's like, I know they're good. I love their coach. Stafford's playing at a high level. Defense, they just keep drafting guys who can play.
Who's Aaron Darnold? Anybody remember that guy?
Yeah.
They're probably better today than they were with him. Nauseating.
But I'm sitting there looking at that. Detroit, I like Detroit. I like Dan Campbell. But in Los Angeles, I just hope it wasn't a mirage in my mind. All I can see is the Rams just throwing the ball all around the lot, running the ball through cavernous holes against your Arizona Cardinals. You could go ahead and give me the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, the other thing is the Rams offense, they can go up against physical defenses. If the Lions want to blitz, okay, we're just going to drop the ball underneath, and pick up after the catch yards and things to that effect. So this is going to be a great playoff battle, just hard knocks type of a football game. I'm looking forward to this.
Slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker here. But this is interesting, too, because both teams need a win to stay pace in their division. I mean, the Rams could lose this game against the Lions, and they could drop down to third place in the division, technically, right? At least at a two-way tie there in second place, depending what the Niners do out there. Then you got the Colts at Seahawks. Again, Seahawks 10-3, Colts 9-5. To me, this is a no-brainer. I was going to pick the Seahawks regardless of the Colts situation. It's in Seattle. That's a tough place to play this time of year. That defense is dominant. Phillip Rivers, no fun. I'm rooting for Phillip Rivers to have success. I just don't care who the quarterback is, even if Daniel Jones was there. That Seattle front seven, that Seattle defense, they're going to shut down that Colts offense and everything. So I'm going Seahawks regardless. But this is going to be a fun game to watch just to see what Phillip Rivers can do because he's going to play.
I think Seattle's going to kill them. Any other team, I think I'd go with Indianapolis because I think Phillip Rivers is going to have one game in him.
Yeah, I actually would argue I keep Phillip Rivers out of this game and give him a week to.
You don't got time, Steve.
Gear up again.
You don't got time.
They're
Steve.
8-5. They're going to finish second in the division regardless. That's the problem. They got Colts have to win to keep pace with the Jaguars.
Right.
Yeah.
And because right now they are on the outside looking in.
Jaguars right now have the Jets this weekend, so this is a big game for the Colts. You're right. You might have to play Phillip Rivers. You can't afford to lose the game.
But I think Seattle's too damn good. That NFC West
In Seattle.
save for the Cardinals is
I don't know what
pretty
you're talking about.
dominant.
There's four good teams in that NFC West. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Then finally, Titans 49ers, of course, for the Niners. That's what I'm saying. These Rams games, Seattle games. These are important games for them with the Niners playing the Titans. We're not picking that one. We're going to go all the way to Sunday Night Football here as well. Vikings at Cowboys here coming up, Dale. Your Cowboys against the lonely Minnesota Vikings. Boy, JJ has not been the quarterback they thought they would get. He's been terrible, to be quite frankly with you. 5-8 Vikings. Cowboys 6-1. Cowboys, they can go win this division if they just keep winning here. I do think the Cowboys win this game. I need them to win for my preseason bet of Vikings under 7. But I also need them to win because I want to see them put the pressure on the Eagles to see if the Eagles falter at that point. So I'm picking the Cowboys in this game.
Yeah, I think all the preseason talk about J.J. McCarthy being the guy and all that, obviously overblown. But, here's the Cowboys. You just when you start to believe in them, they give up 72 points to Detroit last Thursday.
Yeah, but Detroit's not Vikings.
But they have had 10 days to heal up, rest up, and all that.
But you can't even. They're not even the same. They shouldn't even be playing under the same NFL stamp. The Lions and the Vikings, completely different teams. Can't even compare that. Come on.
Same.
They should have like an underclass in the NFL that the Vikings should be playing in.
Give me my Cowboys, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed.
Let's throw a 9th game in there because it is interesting. Because if you don't know, the Dolphins are quietly 6-7. If you haven't been paying attention to the Dolphins, which you haven't been unless you're a Dolphins fan, remember their start of their season? It was god-awful. Then they lost Tyreek Hill, and everybody just kind of ignored them after that. They're 6-7, folks. Now, they're in a division that has 2 teams better than them and stuff like that, but Steelers are trying to win a division right now at 7-6. Depending on what Baltimore does this weekend, Steelers need to keep pace as well. I think this is an intriguing game. Miami can beat Pittsburgh. Now, TJ Watt, obviously he's a big loss for that defense, at least for this week. Can the Steelers do it? I don't have confidence that they can. I'd like to think that the Dolphins can go to Pittsburgh. The thing that does put this aside to me, though, is Dolphins are going up to colder weather. I don't know how they're going to react to that, even though they have won in cold weather this year. Monday Night Football, I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'd like to see that division stay kind of competitive. But I'm not going to be surprised if the Dolphins keep this close or possibly win this game.
You know what? You asked me about this game a month ago, and I say Pittsburgh, no problem.
Yeah, blow them out.
Pittsburgh's a little bit like Dallas. It seems like week to week you don't know what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. Dallas could be more explosive offensively, but also more explosive defensively.
There's a lot of explosions going on around Pittsburgh.
You know what? I've always liked McDaniel down in Miami. They proved they can go up and beat that vaunted Jets team last week in the cold weather. Go ahead and give me the Miami Dolphins to continue on their march towards an improbable.
Nobody I'd laugh at you for that pick, but I was like, I want to pull the trigger on the Dolphins, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Because I want to see that Steelers-Ravens battle.
They've won 4 in a row.
I know.
Boy, you look at that. You look at the AFC East. New England's won 10 in a row. Yeah. Buffalo's run 2 in a row, and Miami's run 4 in a row.
Which again, this goes to the parallel of the Cardinals. Dolphins season started disappointing.
Yep.
They lost major injuries to their best receiver and Tyreek Hill, their fastest guy out there. Tyreek Hill, he's literally one hit away from, ending his career with the concussions. And look at them. They're 6-7 today. And the Cardinals
You mean Tua?
Tua. Sorry, what'd I say?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek. Yeah, Tua. Yeah, Tyreek Hill's leg almost fell off. And look at them. They're 6-7. You can turn around a bad season, Jonathan Gannon. You really can. It's evidence everywhere out there. You can't, but other people can, sir. And it drives me nuts, Dale, with these parallels out there. Robert does say with the Texans defense and their propensity to be borderline, there may be a Keaton Slovis sighting this weekend. And that's what I was alluding to. And I was like, I don't know if Jacoby's getting through that. I will not be shocked if we see a Slovis, local product Slovis, in like 17 college schools.
And this is not like your local brew that you want to try to see what it tastes like.
It's just when you start at USC, Dale, and you end up at Southern Miss College of the South.
Kennesaw State.
Wasn't he a Rice at one point? But it's not a good progression for college kids out there. Hey, interesting enough, your boy Dylan Raiola, right? He obviously broke his femur. How's he going to be coming back? He's leaving Nebraska. The true tale tying is one is his brother left there. He committed from there, but now they fired his uncle, who was on that coaching staff. Nebraska's getting. Would you take a chance on Raiola coming back here to ASU?
I have no idea. I would say no. I'm hoping the guy they had here this year is the guy that's going to take over.
I'm just saying, as a bridge gap, would you take a chance on a guy like that? I agree with you. I'd say no, too. Too many shenanigans. He reminds me of, who was that quarterback they brought in that failed at Florida, and he came here, and then he left it? He reminds me of that type of a guy. And I don't think that's the style Kenny Dillingham wants. But, yeah. So, Provokes, appreciate you joining us here for the overtime. Big sports weekend out there. Suns don't play till Sunday night themselves. Can I mention the Suns, Dale? Or are you going to get upset with me?
Well, if we're going to leave here on Friday at some point, I mean, that shows.
You're the one that's bringing up wrestling and all that stuff. Hey,
Suns Lakers.
I don't get invited to Raiders game.
Yeah, and
everything. Then we're gonna stay late.
And I don't get invited to go to the comedy show with Steve and Autumn. So.
You want to go? If you don't go tonight, well, I can't afford 6 people to go, but or 8 people to go. If you don't go tonight,
who are you going with?
That's just me and Autumn. We might go.
Well, you said why do you need 8 people?
No, I saw your party that you wanted to.
No, it's just 4.
Oh, 6 was for us too. Huh? Oh, so is Homework going tonight too?
And now,
folks, go see Paul. Go see Paul up there, of course, at the House of Comedy. There as well. No, I'm planning on going to the 7:30 one tomorrow. I haven't bought tickets yet though, so maybe it'll sell out and I won't be able to go. Sell it out for me, would you, folks? Go up there, buy tickets at the House of Comedy.
Tell them Steve sent you.
If you don't go tonight, Dale, you're more than welcome to join us tomorrow. Just text me later on today, and I'll get the tickets. See you on Monday, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Get out of here.
Maybe Dale will be back on Monday. We'll see. Have a great one. McCall on Business coming up at 11. See you then, everybody.